everyone, welcome back to the Dragon's Den podcast. This is episode number 8. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm joined by Mr. and Mrs. Spooby, Aaron, Matt, and Private Prickleberry down there in the bottom right. So my name's Jill. Welcome to the show. Like I said, how's everybody doing tonight?
I'm good.
I'm worn out, but other than that, I'm good.
Yeah.
Great.
As long as I can stay awake.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. A long week. I hear you right there. So we're going to get into the WWE Backlash predictions here before too much longer here. That's kind of what that'll be our first topic, I think. But before we get into that, I thought I'd share this funny video that I found online. This is what I call Soy Team 6. So if you guys have not seen this is hilarious. This is a group of protesters at one of the colleges. I believe it was Alabama. Tried to rush police officers with cut open trash cans, basically made out of plastic. Yeah, that guy.
You know what they remind me of? This looks like a backyard wrestling video from the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
I mean,
my goodness.
What was plan A?
I don't know. That's
Yeah.
That's the thing I can't understand here. Like it's like charge. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
They have real shields.
That was instant gratification.
yeah. This cop just says sit down.
I got it. He didn't even try that hard either.
No, but yeah, a lot of it's sad.
I'll tell you what, it is nice to see proud American college students standing up for us.
Oh, it's been a lot of that.
There.
Yeah. Especially one video of the group of guys who were holding up the American flag that they were trying to tear down.
Yeah.
That was cool. A bunch of them also singing the national anthem and things like that. So, yeah, and I guess there was a video of what was it, Indiana University here in town that they kind of ripped all that stuff up and basically told them to go home. And I don't know if they arrested any of them or how that all went.
Oh no, some of them got arrested.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I got I'll be on Reddit, and so there's a Bloomington group on Reddit, and I get all the notifications. So yeah, there were people that got arrested because in one of the subjects, they were looking for the lawyer who would represent the protesters for free. And
really?
Yeah, there's a couple. And there was like, I don't know, I think it was like 20 of them got arrested first or second day. And there was like 5 or 10 people outside the police station while they were getting pulled, like when they were pulling in or whatever. Free demands in them, you know what I mean? So
There's some that are on hunger strikes now. And
Yeah, like they took over this building and they're like, yeah, we want you to like deliver us food and necessities and stuff like that. It's like, no, you can leave at any time. Yeah, like
yeah.
I guess
in
they
a
were
hostage
complaining.
situation.
I guess they were complaining. Like eventually, I guess cops kind of locked them in and wouldn't let them leave. And they're like, I just want to go home. We got finals this week. Well, maybe you should have thought about that, boo boo, before you actually, tried to take over the campus. I mean, I don't. It's just
there was one of the truck drivers. His son, who's going to college, went up to IU. While this was happening, the high school, the bunch of high school kids went up there, and they're giving a tour, and he said that these kids were being antagonized and yelled at by these college kids. They didn't touch them because they touched them, then the police would have to intervene. But they would just yell and say all kind of shit to them, and I mean directly at them. You know what I mean? Like it's their fault or something.
Right.
And I'm like, why would you? I still don't understand the point, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like,
I don't either.
Because what are we supposed to do?
What are you accomplishing? First of all, half these students don't even know why they're out there protesting. They were talking to a couple of them. A lot of them were like, well, we don't even know why we're out here. We were just told to come out here and, support protests.
It's the reason why flash mobs work so well.
Yeah.
Because once a group of people start doing something, everybody else goes, well, then I don't know what's going on. It's the herd mentality. So you get a couple people, microphones. This is what
I guarantee they're all vaccinated.
But yeah, and then, well, that shot there was real quick. I guess it was showing like the protesters
They
backing
won't
down
let
cops
that
for a
on
while there, but then they finally started taking control of things. This is Indiana University, by the way, here in town. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just a sad thing. Not only that, everybody wants to talk about how people on the right are like violent, people, because of January 6th, right? That's the one instance that they've actually ever gotten violent. But yet, all these protests and burning down buildings and the BLM riots and stuff in 2020, those are all left wing
Oh
supporters.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is
Yeah.
the one time the right wing does something, oh God, it's the end of democracy. The left can do this. Not only that, they preach,
Yeah.
we got to save the planet, climate change and all this, but yet they leave
Yeah.
all this trash.
They're a bunch of
trash
fucking
everywhere.
pigs.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
So
just
I seen somebody.
You know what I hope this does, though? I hope Trump sees them and then he decides to come and do a rally here.
that'd be cool.
awesome.
If they ever let him out of New York, that'd be the
Oh
best.
yeah.
If they ever let him go. But of course, it's interesting to see he's actually making the best of his time there. He's like delivering
Well,
pizzas
yeah.
to new
He
firefighters.
did a rally the other day. He did a rally in Wisconsin and then flew to Michigan the same day and did another rally.
Well, and okay, I'll ask you guys this question. I was sitting here thinking the other day, like legitimately, I don't think it'll ever happen, but what are the odds that New York actually flips red this year?
Oh, I guarantee it does.
As many people.
I
who
guarantee.
are
And you know what? California will probably be red this year.
Yeah, that one's a little more shady to me, but it's just the fact that
I
all this
don't
stuff
think
going down
so.
with Trump in New York, and the fact that all these people are seeing how it's like they're even coming to Trump's defense, and half these people don't even like him.
Yeah,
Say
that's
he
what I was
did
about to say.
nothing wrong.
There's been so many people
I think
who
Miranda's right.
are
I
now
think
coming
California
around
will.
and going, yeah, we don't like any of this.
Yeah, because they know what it means for their state or the city, especially.
Mhm.
It's just all gone downhill.
I'll be surprised if it actually does happen. But I just sitting there thinking, if it would ever happen to New York, this would probably be the time.
That would be
You're right.
insane.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be something.
It would be.
What was it? Was it Reagan?
You know what? New York loves Trump. Like even the city.
And he loves the city
Aside
too.
from this stupid. Yeah.
He just doesn't love what's going on in it. That's fair.
Just like Rudy Giuliani, America's mayor.
Yeah, man, and it's a shame too because he was, loved, especially like after 9/11 and things like that. It's like they've just, completely destroyed his career.
You're okay,
hold on.
baby.
He ran the mob out of New York.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Took
read.
down
I'm
the
gonna
wall.
read some of this stuff off to you guys
Okay.
about the whole thing. Sorry, that's happening right now. There's a bunch of videos of incidences that have taken place. I guess like Indiana State Police choking out a protester, or this is who they are aiming at. See, these videos are misleading because they're showing you this real, and I'm sure there probably is some people who aren't involved in the fuckery, but you're seeing they're painting themselves out to be victims here. So like they'll have a video of them sitting around somebody playing guitar, and then the next video is they got unlawfully harassed, which that's not the case. From what I understood and seen, the police weren't supposed to engage with them unless something else happened. So you don't see the middle part where one side either antagonized the other and then melee broke out. So they're showing you just little videos of them sitting around campfire singing Kumbaya and shit. And then the next one is how violent the police are. This and the third.
Yeah. It's like whenever these people get pulled over by cops and they want to say, police brutality. But what were you doing before the cops wrestled you to the ground? Were you resisting arrest? Were you trying to be violent? Were you belligerent? What were you doing? They never showed that part.
Singing Kumbaya.
I don't know. I just threw that out there. I don't know if that's what they were singing.
Hey, whatever works for them.
Take it out of context, and they won't show you what's actually happening.
Yeah, it's all out of context.
Same thing with the January 6th stuff. It's like, okay, we'll show you where they were like breaking windows and stuff, but you don't see the part where they're like walking inside the ropes and being very orderly. They're
the cops letting them in.
Yeah, it's like we'll just show you the evil stuff to paint a narrative. It's like this is why nobody trusts the news. And I know I preach ad nauseum about CNN and MSNBC being the worst ones, but it's true. I mean, it's like
it's everywhere though.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there's a bunch of sheeple in this country who still
sheeple. Yep.
Yeah, sheeple. Yeah. People who are sheep.
Terms correct. Yep.
But yeah, I thought that was funny. I saw online someone coined that soy team 6, so I thought it was kind of funny.
That's hilarious.
But anyhow,
Hilarious.
That's so funny.
That
anyhow.
That wasn't from Indiana, was it?
No, I think that was in Alabama, if I'm not mistaken.
Alabama.
But yeah, it's happening everywhere.
You know,
though. It's just
and
like,
because
the other thing we got to look
schools
forward
letting
to, guys, though, is this is who we would be fighting in the Civil War.
yeah, and I feel very good about our odds at this point.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely don't want to give these people real weapons because if they can't, I mean, if they think a plastic trash can is going to do the trick. It's like,
Yeah.
Well, without proper training, they'll just off themselves off.
Yeah, they would shoot each other. They would think that the kill your teammate thing was switched off and they killed each other.
No friendly fire. Nah, my bad.
I'm not saying a word about
well,
it.
you want to know what's going to happen in the future?
Call of Duty, man.
If Trump gets reelected again, if whatever, we'll see how the election goes.
When?
But yeah, I'm hoping win. But it's just I just got this feeling because I mean, right now they're not saying anything with the police who are taking charge, and even Joe Biden officially come out finally and denounced all this stuff that was going on at the college campuses. It took him weeks to do so.
He was probably sleeping.
Well, probably because he wanted it to happen too. I mean, it's
Joe.
But anyway, I mean, if Trump gets reelected or win, and he uses the military or National Guard to regain control after the left is going to burn the country down if it happens. They're going to flat out paint him as a dictator and Hitler. See, he's turning the military against the United States citizens, and that's not what he's going to be doing. He's just going to be reestablishing law and order, which is his duty to do so.
Establish dominance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So I just sent you a link. Once we're done with this segment, you can play the video I just sent you real quick. It's kind of funny, but sad. And
Is that one you showed me?
Yeah, the black chick. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Okay, I'm very intrigued.
Okay, well, if you want me to play it, I'll go ahead and play it while we're on the topic.
Yeah.
I am so fucking sick of this turkey neck bastard. I'm sick of it. And the
Bitch McConnell?
This bitch until January is fucking insane. If y'all vote this motherfucker back in, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I love her already.
Shit. Because we already fucked up. If you vote him back in, we are fucking done for. He is fucking destroying us. Do not get in my comments talking about something you voted for him. I didn't vote for that bitch. I don't like that fucking man.
I love this lady.
She
is cracking me up.
Nursing home or something. He don't need to be in the fucking White House. He do not need to be in the White House. He is fucking killing us. Like, we are barely fucking surviving, and you want to take away another means that's helping us. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh,
preach, my sister.
I'm done. I don't want to live here anymore. This is fucking ghetto. Ghetto. I don't know why
Man.
want to come over here.
She's just letting him have it.
Live the American dream. It's not a dream, baby. It's a motherfucking nightmare.
Man, she just let you have it.
I don't even want to live on the planet Earth anymore. Beam me up somewhere. Mars.
Send the meteor.
Send the meteor.
That's funny.
Not to change the subject, but on the Vancouver and Predators game, someone just threw a dead catfish on the ice.
Hockey is wild.
Yeah, they do some of that. Yeah.
Listen, so like me and Miranda been listening to a lot of Pat McAfee, right? I listen to that at work and shit.
Madness.
And they've been talking about hockey, like just some of the shit that goes on in hockey. I have never watched a single game of hockey, but I feel like I have to at this fucking point.
Dude, I've been trying to get you to watch hockey for 2 years now.
Yeah, you want me to watch a team that I know I don't like, okay?
Which team?
That's because you're lame.
Okay.
You gotta watch the national.
But I will say the Dallas Stars was playing against the Las Vegas Knights.
They came back to win 4 straight games. 4 straight games. It's a crucial game 6 tonight.
He's so intent.
And I'm rooting for the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
You're rooting for all that whore money.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Seth.
sure you want to root for Vegas, Ben?
I don't know.
Eric, do the
Yeah.
part
It's either them or the
interruption.
Pens.
Like,
It
I
would
feel
be
like I
2
could
points
just
for
go
Seth.
with the Penguins, and then I can wear black and yellow more.
Yeah.
You got to give Seth
I think
2
we might
points
just
for
go
that
for
one.
the Penguins here.
I'm pretty sure Dave likes the Penguins.
Yeah.
I
As
just
long
wish there was
as
a
it's
National
not,
Hockey League team around here.
Matt,
there's
I think
Matt,
it's a
the
minor league.
Blues,
Yeah.
St. Louis
Baseball
Blues. There's the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I don't know. Think
The
about it.
Red Wings.
I have to look at the schedule.
Chicago
National
Blackhawks.
I don't know
National-
about IU schedule, but
Nashville Predators. Those are all central division, which is around us, and the Dallas Stars.
I'm good on the
with
Dallas Stars.
What is it? Poor Dallas, man. They just always get the rap.
does
Well, you're a city that's known for killing a president. You're gonna cut some flack.
wow.
hold on, because there's one of the guys on Badlands really likes hockey, and I don't remember who it is.
You don't remember the name of the team?
Well,
Yeah, I
at
don't
least
remember
Indianapolis
which
is getting
guy
a
it is
soccer
either.
team, at least. How about that? Or it sounds like they're going
Yeah.
to try.
No.
Soccer.
Indianapolis Feather Feet.
Soccer.
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
so
they're
we
getting.
can
Did you
meet.
not hear that, Matt?
Gross.
You didn't
I
hear
don't. I'm not going to comment on soccer.
Oh,
All right, let's go. Next
Because
segment.
Matt looked like a soccer guy. He got them little legs.
Next segment.
that? Well, since we're in sports already, I guess we can just go ahead and do this topic now.
Brent,
Our Indiana Pacers obviously advanced to the Eastern Conference semifinals.
get that jersey off.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Are they playing the Knicks in the next round?
Yes, they're playing the Knicks, which is kind of a bummer because the Knicks,
Because this is
to
where y'all
me,
lose.
Yeah,
have
the Knicks are
a
good.
Get into
similar
basketball.
playing style.
I can't.
But
I can't get in.
I think the upside to them playing the Knicks is that any miss, like anything that goes astray, and the Knicks just turn into hero ball. Their plans go out the window. They don't remember their, the rotations or whatever. So
Who would you think is the better squad though? I don't watch a lot of NBA.
well, before Pascal Siakam, I would say the Knicks. But now that we have Pascal Siakam, I think the Pacers have a good shot.
I
These
agree,
names
Seth.
are killing me, dude.
What, the names? Is that what you said?
Yeah, some of the names of like sports players in general would be wild sometimes.
Well, because
NFL.
Pascal, he's won a chip, and he took a team before Kawhi Leonard came back to play in the playoffs. He took that team to the playoffs.
Toronto Raptors, I believe.
Oh.
So to have that mentality and to have just that sheer muscle that he can bring is what the Pacers were missing.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
So
I
they're
can't
going to
do
run.
basketball.
They'll probably run a lot of offense through Pascal. But if we have the same turnout that we did last night from our bench, aka TJ McConnell, we'll do.
TJ McConnell.
I was talking to somebody today, and Indy and TJ is like that last scene in the first Batman movie where Jim Gordon goes, "I never said thank you," and TJ goes, "You never have to," because that dude has been on the team for years and has been shit on, but he still comes out and he produces.
Yes, he does.
He's fought for every minute that he's gotten, and he produces. He produces every time. He's quick. He's agile. He's Indiana basketball, just through and through.
Seth, that was beautifully said. I couldn't have said it better myself.
I mean, if you just look,
It did sound pretty good, but
he played 23 minutes and he got 20 points, 9 assists, and 2 rebounds. You can't ask for any better from a bench player.
But Seth's right. He has played there, and he has played and fought his way onto that team, and now he's finally getting his due. Is what he's doing.
Y'all got it. I can't.
Yeah, I delegate this to those two right there
Yeah,
because
y'all
they're
got
the
it,
basketball
boss.
guys that I would be.
We have the up and comer, the Nimhard.
Again,
I believe this is like his first or second year of being in the NBA, and just the amounts of talent that this dude is showing, especially in the playoffs, the most crucial time that you need to be on point, and he's just showing his mettle. His
Yeah.
big balls are swinging, and he's letting them swing because he took on a difficult task with guarding Lillard.
Mhm.
And if you would go and look up the stats from Game 5 and Game 6 of Damian Lillard, you would see how that dude has once again shown his valor just by taking on that task. Him, Neesmith, all these not very known people are taking on known people, and they we're giving them a run in the money because he had Neesmith had Chris Middleton, and I didn't look up the stats on the last 2 games, but I don't think that they had very good points. Let's not even talk about fucking little bitch Pat Beverly.
Yeah, we're getting into that too.
Who only had it's such a
yes, we
fucking
are.
such a baby move to lose and then to do the shit that he did, taking away the victory from the Pacers.
Right.
Because you lost by 22 points.
Not only that, I guess the original, I don't know if the footage or whatever, only showed the second time he threw this basketball. But this
the first time he hit a chick in the head.
Yeah.
And because that was an Indiana broad who can take a few balls to the face.
Okay, see the ball hit the girl in the head. And then he asked for the ball back, and they throw it to him, and he chucks it out of fans again.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Oh, wow.
Watch what you're doing.
Hold on, do it again.
With the
they're gonna
history of, we didn't have the Malice in the Palace, but
He's the last one.
we'll sure fucking do that shit again.
Yeah, now watch the right side screen. Hits a girl in the face. And now the fans are going to throw the ball back to him.
Look, gently.
Throws it again. Right back at the guy who threw it at him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great class move.
And what did Pat McAfee said? That dude that had on the jersey with nothing underneath it, you could tell he was ready. He was ready.
Why did he throw it? Because he was just pissed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
6
What's the
points.
score?
He scored 6 points.
That's on him.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because
that sums up Milwaukee's season right there.
I mean,
that whole move.
Bam, right in the face. I mean,
there have been nothing but bad all year. They shouldn't even be where they are.
watch the top of your screen.
Really.
Bam, right in the face. So I mean,
Now, I will say that if Giannis played, it probably would have went to Game 7, and it probably would have been a bigger fight.
Oh no!
Because that dude can move mountains. I will say that about Giannis. You can't be that tall, that strong, and that athletic at that height and not move mountains. That dude carried the Milwaukee Bucks to the playoffs. You have to admit, Matt. You have to admit that dude is their bread and butter.
But they count him out at the games shooting free throws. I mean, the guy, he sits there until tomorrow.
Yeah, but this is also the same dude who can take one step from the free throw line and dunk it.
Yeah, he does. He's got the frame. I'll give you that.
So it just shows that team sucks without their star individual.
And that may be true. I mean, they need a leader. They need better leadership.
and apparently that Patrick Beverly who threw the ball at the fans, I guess they were asking him questions after the game with some young female reporter from ESPN. He basically looked at her and said, "Do you subscribe to my podcast?" She said, "No." He goes, "Well, I'm not talking to you then."
Well, I mean, if you listen to Pat McAfee, you would know that's like a gimmick that he does, is what they were saying.
Oh, so he was kidding or what?
So
Hold on, one more question about before we get off the subject of people being assholes. What's up with The Rock?
Okay, all right. So for those of you who haven't heard about,
I need explanation of this.
Okay, well, I'm trying to pull up a picture. Okay, so there was an article from The Wrap that came out this week about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being unprofessional on the set of his new movie Red One, that he's, I guess, currently filming with I think it's Chris Evans at this point. I think I'm not positive who's in it with him. But the report stated that The Rock was notoriously late consistently, like 7 or 8 hours at a time for shooting on set, and this was more than one time occurrence. And then he was also reported to urinate in water bottles instead of going to the bathroom while he was on set, having his personal assistant or somebody take care of the bottles after he finished. Now the only reason I don't know if I buy it is because it's like, you know, if you're in professional wrestling, you have to be at these live shows on time, and all that. However,
Mhm.
part of me does buy it because we've seen all these reports in the past of him having a beef with Vin Diesel over, you know, the Fast and Furious movies. He had a beef with Ryan Reynolds on the set of Red Notice, and he even tried to take over DC with his $7 Productions company when they were going through trouble. He wanted to make Black Adam the head of the DC universe. So it just kind of feels like maybe he's trying to overstep his bounds a little bit. I don't know.
Isn't he a major player and like doesn't he own stock in WWE?
Oh yeah, he's on the board of directors now in WWE.
That and the
Maybe that's gotten to his head.
Well, not only that, there was reports this week. Now, for those of you wrestling fans out there, some people may or may not like Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, but he was reporting that there's people backstage of WWE who feel like he only came back to WWE this year because he needed help in his Hollywood career to get him back in the limelight. And then, you know, then he was trying to take credit for the reason why wrestling was cool again, totally disregarding how WWE has gotten better in the last year without him. So again,
sounds like he's taking Vince's place.
But here's the caveat. There's why is that echo coming through? It's Matt.
Sit still, Kathy says.
Anyway. Why can I hear myself?
I don't know. Strange.
I can't.
Strange. Now I'm hearing myself.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know what to do about that.
Either. Some of it may play into this whole boss character. Again, I don't know. Sure. Especially with the wrestling stuff. But again, you got me right. He's got USFL.
Brandon, stop for a minute.
Matt, mute your mic.
Okay, now talk.
It's Matt.
Yeah, it's Matt. Yeah. Okay.
Whatever button you hit, don't hit it again.
Yeah, don't. Which is probably the unmute button.
Yeah, it was the mute.
Well, he was fine before, so whatever you did, don't do it if you can. But anyway, go ahead, Brandon.
Hold on, Kathy. It gets better.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh, but like I said, he's got the USFL. He's got his movie things. Plus, now he's on the board. Maybe it's too much.
Go on.
Maybe it's too much for him.
Matt, you're gonna have to mute. Yeah, it's Matt. You may have to come back in, Matt. But anyway, go on.
But I think it just might be getting too much for him. And now, like, either the real Hollywood side, you know, that always seems to happen to some people, and it becomes these big deals.
I hope it's not the pedophile side and he's starting to freak out because something's going to come out. I'm just saying.
Oh, he better not. There's a lot of people getting wrapped up in this shit.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not sure if that's what it all is or anything like that.
Yeah,
but
I'm not even.
It's just to me. Not only that, in the report, it stated that The Rock himself has openly admitted to the water bottle thing before, talking about how he always stays hydrated, how he stays hydrated, and during workouts, he'll definitely use the bottle instead of going to the restroom.
We've all been on long trips before and just used a bottle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt, you sound better now. So. I don't know if he's got his mic. I can't hear him now, so he's got issues. But yeah, so to me, I just don't know if I fully buy it. But like you said, you combine that with all the reports previously with The Rock, especially his beef with Vin Diesel. It really makes you think that there might be some legitimacy to that. So I don't know. It's all rumor at this point, I guess. But from what I've been hearing online and stuff, it looks like a lot of people in Hollywood, they believe they've said the same thing. So I don't know. Maybe.
Sucks to be him.
Yeah, if that's the case. So, are you back, Matt? Can't hear you.
Can't hear what you're saying.
All right, he'll hopefully get it sorted out. But anyway, so yeah, that's the story on The Rock. Kind of shady, but I don't know. Never know, but I guess he'll be going back to WWE at some point this year. I think for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Or at least that's my assumption. And not only that, did you see the reports today from also the Wrestling Observer that apparently WWE has no plans for Cody Rhodes as champion until The Rock and Roman Reigns return? They're kind of flying by the seat of their pants because I honestly, according to other reports, are saying that there was actually a plan for Rock to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and then vacate the title to go back to Hollywood. It almost legitimately sounds like that they really had no plan to give Cody Rhodes his title, despite the fact that they had him lose last year. They only went back to it after they got the backlash because Cody wasn't in the main event.
But we all speculated that because for the longest time, I even when Cody showed up, I still wanted to be Jay. Like it just made sense that Jay was going to be the one to do it. Shoehorning Cody in there, whatever the case may be. I think for the majority of creative, especially long term, the bloodline was their whole being. Yeah, there were stories that branched off from other people doing other things, but those were in comparison small, minute to what the bloodline storyline is. And it's like, imagine you being an author and you wrote a series of books, right? And kind of like with the Game of Thrones TV show, how after they lost the source material for the books, they just had to wing it, and then everybody hated it. So like this, I think, is one of those things where like they had all the source material for this book, but Cody got so damn much momentum when he came that they had to then go, okay, we have to go in this direction. But we just wrote, yeah, I get that. So we'll film this in we'll tell this story up front, Cody's story. We'll have to figure that out. But then in the background, we'll continue with the whole bloodline thing. You get what I'm saying?
And I get they wanted to do the payoff with Rock and Roman. Absolutely. That made a lot of sense. It was just very bad timing ever since Cody came back. I've got to finish my story.
Yeah.
And then you didn't finish the story against Roman last year. So this year, everybody expected it. And all of a sudden, it's like, nope, we're not doing that now. And everybody got PO'd at them, as they probably should have. And then they changed it. But I mean, everybody wants to give them credit. But, it worked. Yeah, it worked out all right. It sure did. But how much of it did they actually plan, or how much it was like, oh crap, we just got to change, and now they don't have a plan for Cody as a babyface champion, which is hard to book anyway because the thrill is in the chase.
And for Cody, Cody's a weird. We talked about this when he was in AEW. Cody's a weird babyface. He's that constant underdog babyface. That makes you know what I'm saying? Like
when you're on top, it doesn't work as well.
It doesn't. Yeah. So it's like. And right now, WWE does not have like another huge mega heel. I'm not saying they don't have heels that are good or that aren't good and who could carry a story, because they certainly do. But you don't have that. You don't have another Roman Reigns right now, and which he's not even going to be a heel when he comes back. I'm 100% sure of that.
Oh no, they're already cheering for him like he's top.
They was cheering for him in France.
Yeah, exactly. They're cheering for him before that, but even big time in France. Yeah.
So I think.
Do you think The Rock's freaking out because Roman Reigns is going to be the new Rock?
No, well, I don't know if he will ever eclipse what Rock did at WWE. Now, don't be wrong. What Roman Reigns has been to WWE is absolutely outstanding. So it's been great the last few years. But
it's levels to it. Rock in wrestling is a different animal than Rock on the TV or on the movie screen.
Now Roman probably wants to go to Hollywood eventually.
Yeah, I think they all do eventually.
Yeah.
Come on.
So Brandon, do you mean like he's missing like the element? Is that what you mean?
He's missing somebody who you could put up against him. And I think what sucks is Seth got hurt too, so he's out.
Right.
Just resigned, by the way.
Seth would be a great.
I mean, they already did it like 3 times, but
it would work in this aspect because
especially if you bring him back heel.
Yeah.
I helped you win the title, and I got screwed over. I got hurt, and you didn't give
it helps the storyline. I get
he shook his hand afterwards. But yeah, you could go with that for sure. And I got laid out, and where were you? I guess you could say that sort of thing.
I put my body on the line to secure your title type situation. But it sucks because, like I said, I love Cody. Cody is great on the mic. He's good in the ring, but Cody needs a villain, and right now they don't have one. Not to the extent that Cody would need.
Yeah, I hear that.
You can always bring one up.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure they're going to get to that when it comes to SummerSlam later this summer. But that'll bring us to our Backlash predictions, which is what the.
Sorry, Miranda got attacked by Loki. It was crazy.
Oh, it's fine. You know, she can be whatever she wants. But as for our Backlash predictions, I guess that we'll go ahead and get into that. The show is obviously tomorrow. It'll be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States, since they are taking place in Lyon, France. Interestingly, though, there's only 5 matches on the show. I'm sure they'll do some other stuff, you know, to kind of fill some time. Hopefully, it's not all advertisements and commercials like it was at WrestleMania. So I thought we kind of break down each one of these matches, kind of talk about them a little bit. Let's start from the bottom, work our way up. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus Asuka and is it Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors?
Yeah, Kairi Sane for
the Women's Tag Team Championships. They're not really doing a whole lot with Jade Cargill in the ring yet. It seems like they're being really safe with her. I
don't know. She's been killing it on house shows. I've seen the videos.
Oh, really? Okay, so I haven't seen her on the house show stuff, so fair enough. I just don't see a scenario where her and Bianca do not win these titles tomorrow.
Yeah, because the 2 ladies got drafted to Raw.
Yep.
Oh, the
do you know what?
Yes.
Do you know what would make wrestling better again?
What's that?
Bra and panty matches.
Well, you know, there'd be a lot of
some of their gear already looks like that.
I was just kind of happy I was a teenager when all that stuff was going down, so I got to experience
first shizzle my nizzle.
But I mean, I just don't think in today's society they're going to allow that, especially with Vince not there.
No,
they'll come back.
It's a bad look right now. It's a real bad look.
It's a bad look right now.
Yeah, and I get why. I mean, you go back and watch it now, it's kind of like, ooh, I can't believe they actually did these things.
Speaking of Vince, did you see that video of him?
Walking with a cane?
Yeah, my man is hobbling.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to have sympathy for the guy.
I don't. I'm just saying he was looking rough. That's all.
I mean, I don't wish ill on anyone, I guess, but at the same time,
he had a burden on his chest, didn't he?
Little bit. I don't know. But that notwithstanding, there's obviously a few more matches here. We got Bayley defending the WWE Women's Championship against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton, newcomer from NXT. There seemed to be really high on Tiffany Stratton. I just have a hard time buying on this show right after WrestleMania that Hunter is going to book a major title change after.
No, I don't think Bayley loses this, but she does lose it. She'll lose it to Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, you think so? Okay,
for sure.
And I can't remember who all was drafted to SmackDown. I know Naomi was drafted over there. She's already kind of interjected. No, not Naomi. Nia Jax has already interjected herself into the women's competition over there as well. So I don't know who will take the title off Bayley. I just don't think it'll be anytime soon. I wouldn't do it. But then again, WWE tends to change titles a little more often than, like, say, AEW does, maybe. But
I don't see it happening right now.
I don't either. I mean, but it should be a fun match. I mean, I think this show is going to be fun. Their pay-per-views have lately been really good. Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton.
Lots of beach balls.
Bloodline wins it.
Beach balls.
Lots of beach balls.
Bloodline wins, and I think this is where we see the debut of Jacob Fatu.
The fucking Samoan werewolf?
Yeah, I think that's happening tomorrow in France, to be honest.
I think so too, Eric.
I just can't wait until Zilla shows up too.
Yeah, well, yeah, I haven't heard anything about him being signed or anything.
I know, not yet.
But no, they're going. I know they've been signed. They're probably going to get as many Samoans as they can to make this bloodline versus bloodline thing work. I think, or at least that's where I hope they go. I know we've talked about that on the show before. But yeah, so yeah, I definitely. Unfortunately for Miranda, I think her boy Randy Orton loses tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah,
I came back at a bad time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I cooked dinner, right? And I'm out in the kitchen, and SmackDown's on in the bedroom. She comes in the bedroom to get something, and she goes, "Ooh, Randy's on the TV." Fuck out of here.
You said you didn't hear me.
Oh, I heard you.
Now, to be fair about Randy Orton here, I have not watched SmackDown yet. I know it filmed earlier on today in the United States because obviously in France, big time difference. But they supposedly had him and Kevin Owens hosting a rated RK. Oh, no, not rated. The RKO show because a part of me just gets sick and tired of seeing them give talk shows to every wrestler. You know, Roddy Piper did it, which made it famous. There's been a few others that are really good, but it's almost like we just put these wrestlers in this. It's like if you're not in a big. I don't know, Randy. I know he's not probably 100%. Either coming off a huge major injury. Maybe they're doing it to kind of keep him out of the ring a lot. But
No, there was action.
Was
a
there?
whole lot
Okay,
of it.
I didn't see the segment, but like I said, it just feels like they give it to every single wrestler nowadays. It's like, all right, you get a talk show, and you get a talk show. Like,
Well,
it's
right now. It's literally it's either KO does it once in a while. It's not in every. But KO, they only did it tonight because they wanted to further one story. It was a story beat essentially.
I know how Paul Heyman showed up in the segment for sure.
Yeah, to set up a match and to make Paul Heyman look like there's different angles here with this story.
Oh, definitely.
And so if you think about it from their perspective, Paul Heyman set them up. But from Paul Heyman's perspective, he's trying to warn them and give them, and then you got the Roman aspect in the background.
So, which apparently I guess Paul Heyman said that he's the one who took him out of the draft pool, not Roman, because he said he hasn't talked to Roman since WrestleMania on SmackDown. Like I said, I haven't seen the whole show. I've seen clips, so I need to watch the whole show before I make a big opinion.
So like I said, it's a lot. It's a complex thing. I'll tell you that.
And I'll give WWE credit, especially with the Bloodline stuff. Without their two major players in this storyline, Rock and Roman not even there, they're doing and they did this last year. They did a pretty good job of stretching it out and prolonging the story to get to where they want to go, either at SummerSlam or wherever they want to be at WrestleMania next year. So
Roman is the new
because
Brock
Lesnar. They had the. He even asked Heyman a question as to who the real chief is, and right before he could answer it, they get smudged. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it's.
I mean, he's never.
But I get what you're
there.
saying about the talk show shit.
Yeah, that's
what I miss and I wish would make a comeback, and they started to do them. For one, I was a huge fan when you show your major stars pull up to the arena or walk in.
They do that every show now.
Yeah, I think that aspect of it is what Triple H enjoyed because he did the same thing when he was running NXT. But I missed the backstage skits, like you know what I mean? When Stone Cold was singing "Kumbaya" in Vince's office, like I kind of missed that element of wrestling from that
in his poor singing voice.
And then you got Kurt Angle on the side with the little cowboy hat on. I miss those. And I noticed they start doing a little bit more, though, especially with the whole Judgment Day thing. Kills me every time.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of getting back to something. The thing that they've done recently, and I know AEW's done it a little bit as well, is where they used to do these interview segments, not in the back, but they'd bring them out like to the stage and then show the crowd behind them and interview them that way. Now, they used to do it like on an elevated platform. Now they just kind of do it in the aisle way there. But it's kind of something they used to do back in the, early mid 90s and the 80s and things like that. So it's kind of nice to see him kind of going back to some of those things. And the one thing I really liked what WWE did recently is especially with their tag team championships. The World Tag Team Champions on Raw have an updated World Heavyweight Championship look to them, and the WWE Tag Team Championships on SmackDown now look like the tag team titles, the exact same designs, just with a little bit of an update to them of the 80s and 90s belts. So I was excited to see that.
I love the new Intercontinental title. I love the way that one looks.
It's growing on me. It looks a lot more like the North American title, so I kind of...
Yeah, but I like NXT's title designs too, though.
That's cool.
I love the both of the new championship belts.
Part of me still wants to see them maybe go with a winged eagle design for Cody's. Because that's what his dad never got to have. Now, it doesn't have to be the exact same thing back that they had in the 80s, but just something kind of looks similar to it with an updated design maybe would be cool.
They didn't update the women's yet, did they?
Well, outside of putting the gold backing on it like you see in Bailey's photo here.
Oh, okay.
Just like they did Cody's and Roman's when he had it. But yeah,
I like
it's
the
the
women's
same.
title as is.
They're just white straps instead of black. That's the only difference between.
Okay. I like the women's title as is.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to do that, I just want the WWE title with Cody to maybe look.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Did you the one that the NXT title? I really like the way that one looks.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of them adding like the rainbow colors to it at first when they changed over to the Mark Walker brand, but it's grown on me a little bit.
Yeah.
To round this off here, we also have 2 world title matches. Damian Priest defending his world heavyweight championship against Jey Uso. I saw some clips of I think SmackDown when they filmed it. Jey Uso's little thing where he gets on the ropes.
Mhm.
Every single person in the crowd was doing it with him. It looked outstanding for that large
Jey
crowd.
Uso is, and that yeet thing is so crazy right now.
Mhm.
Do you think there's even a slightest possibility he wins this title tomorrow?
As much as I would love for it to happen, it won't. Priest is too hot. Priest is
I say he's hot, but I think a lot of it is due to the Judgment Day group. A part of me feels like tomorrow's main event with Priest, they've got to book it, and he's got to have a good performance in a way to kind of validate this world title for me a little.
Well, he had. I mean, like, let's not pretend like he can't go.
Well, I'm not saying that.
He
I'm
was
just
great
saying
in NXT. He was, and he was solo then. He was. He had a hell. He carried Bad Bunny through that match that they had and made him look like a fucking superstar.
Oh, I'll give you that. That was last year at Backlash too. So
yeah,
fair enough. Fair enough. I'm just
and
saying.
now he's in there with Jay. They'll put on a stellar match.
Oh,
I get what you're saying.
And I think that's why Jay's
character-wise, character-wise, you want to see him be able to stand on his own, which I think he can do, and he has shown at some points. But it's Finn Balor in the group, and then you got Dominic Mysterio, who gets all this hate. And
which I think he may not be a part of that group much longer, to be honest with you.
Neither is Priest.
Yeah, and he may break before Dominic does, for all I know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, I think Jake brings him to a good match here for sure. And
which would be great because I would love to see really McDonough and Balor as a team on their own. Split back up into singles, but I would love to see them as a team on their own. There's so many similarities in Balor and Dunna because Dunna wrestled at Balor's school.
Right.
So like
they got to quit jobbing McDonough out though. I mean, every time the Judgment Day takes a loss, McDonough's taking the pin.
I think lately that's been because Mysterio can't because he's hurt.
Yeah,
you're not going to do it to Balor. So, and Priest damn sure ain't taking one. There's got to be somebody.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Eric. Can I be brutally honest with you guys?
I wouldn't have it any other way, I guess.
I only see 2 matches on here that actually excite me.
The main event and
the Priest.
The 2 main events.
That's the 2 that like.
What?
The rest of it, I don't really care.
I feel like there isn't a bad match on this card.
There's not a bad match on it. It looks like there's not
much to it. The
women's
tag team is okay.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
The women's tag team at the bottom might be a good one, but
I just like I said,
you know where it's gonna go. I mean,
well, that's the thing about Backlash in general. Every year, it always feels kind of predictable. I'll give WWE a little credit though in this fact though. Usually, when Vince was running the show, Backlash was pretty much rematches from WrestleMania.
Yeah,
we're not getting that here. There are
I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, in that regard, I think they've done a pretty decent job.
But... So to answer your question, originally, would I love it to be Jey Uso? 1,000%. It'll be Priest.
Yeah, I agree. Sure. I just don't think it's Jay's time just yet. He's in a great spot though, and they're getting him over, and he'll probably put up a valiant effort. And I don't know if the Judgment Day will get involved or what they'll do here, but I'd like to see Priest just win. Because I think it would build his credibility as well.
But I think that's
terrible. But
that's also the turning point in that relationship because he wanted to win that match on his own before, and they interfered, and he was mad about it. So
I guess if you wanted to build the Judgment Day splitting up, you could maybe have Dominic inadvertently cost him the title or something like that. I mean, you could maybe do that. But I feel like you probably ought to give Priest a little bit more of a legitimate run and see where it goes first.
Yeah.
Now that leads us to the main event. Cody Rhodes defending his WWE Championship against AJ Styles. The one thing I'll say about this, I think it'll be a great match. I think both these guys are going to probably tear it up, and AJ Styles is going to look great in a loss here, I think.
Yeah.
But however, the one thing I will say about this though is, if you want to criticize AEW for not doing good storytelling, especially when it comes to like Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson, who had an outstanding match. This is an instance where AJ Styles basically just won the #1 contendership, and that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else to it. That again, not to say that's bad. I'm just saying if you're going to criticize one, you have to have the same energy here. But you don't always need to have this over dramatized, whatever you want to say, like bloodline storyline to make it good. These guys are going to tear it up. They're going to have a great match. Cody's going to retain, and that's just kind of where this is going to go. But Any other different thoughts than that?
No, it's the only outcome that works.
Well, that if you two all this whole time of Cody finishing his story, then he drops it on his first title defense. That's not good. So no, they're not
Hilarious, but no.
don't get me wrong. You probably have to pick me off the floor laughing about how bad that was.
Hilarious, but no.
But no, they're not going to be that stupid.
They're not going to take that away from Cody.
As they shouldn't. Even if
Yeah,
they don't
and-
have
and-
anything
yeah.
planned, they can't do that to Cody.
And you're
Um,
right, as they should.
Yeah, exactly. Tell us how you feel, Reese.
Reese don't even like that idea.
Yeah, Reese
And
down
he's
there, man.
100% validated. This other little guy. So,
I've got a comment, or maybe it's an observation. So this lady at the bottom panel with the white hair, she looks like a muscular Zendaya.
yeah, you know what?
I would have never put that together, but
that
yeah.
picture especially. Yeah.
Sorta.
Yeah.
Holy cow, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Man,
He said
Tom Holland's
muscular-
rethinking his choices right now.
A muscular Zendaya.
For a minute there, I thought that was Zendaya, but you pretty much ran off all the names, and I did not hear Zendaya. So I was like, okay, so I didn't know. You know, The Rock is a wrestler and also an actor, so why not Zendaya be a wrestler and an actress?
At
Why
least
not?
tell me
Zendaya's-
this. Did you know that The Rock was a wrestler before he was an actor?
Yes.
Because we work with somebody who did not know that.
Yes.
Nuh-uh,
I-
who?
Ooh,
Tell me who so I can make fun
Take
of
a guess.
Logan.
Logan.
Okay. Well, you just want to throw the name out there. Cool.
Like somebody knows what we're talking about. Well, maybe a couple.
Fair.
Somebody
Maybe
needs
a
to
couple.
send Logan a link to this thing. So
I mean, to be fair, when he was born, The Rock was hitting it big in wrestling. But you would think
Yeah.
since he's been famous his entire life, you'd probably at least know
buddy,
that.
that's gonna hurt your eyes.
I don't
please.
know. Not only
You
that,
know,
I had to be the one to explain to him
I
where
know
the
very
term
little.
SmackDown came from.
Very little of wrestling, and I still knew that.
Was The Rock. So
I hate to interrupt you guys. I'm gonna have to go. They just released my grandpa, so I'm gonna have to go stay with
oh
him.
yeah, well yeah, our
Hey.
thoughts and prayers with
The
them, by
best,
the way.
brother.
Later, Seth.
So I will catch you in 6 months.
But yeah, send us some videos or
Later,
something,
bud.
dude. By the way.
Yeah,
All right.
let us know, Seth.
Later.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck,
Yeah,
buddy.
good luck, buddy.
Toodles.
Right on. Toodles.
Bye.
So those of you who don't know, he is basic training.
Yep.
After that. So we were talking about that at work a little bit. So if it goes to basic training, he comes back in 6 months. Is he just on reserve at that point? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Unless they need to
It
call him up.
goes somewhere.
I
else
believe
after
so.
that.
Or
Good
yeah,
luck
he
to-
might have to go for like on the job training type things.
Yeah.
Whenever they need to. Well, good luck to him, Private Prickleberry. We wish you nothing but the best, buddy.
Yeah.
And we you're okay. I think
Super
they
proud of you, boss.
got into an accident. So hopefully it's okay. That's kind of a rough transition, but I thought we kind of talked about another thing when it comes to the world of movies a little bit. Now,
Okay.
Oh no.
me and Brandon
All right, here we
have
go.
obviously went back and forth about
You
whether
gonna
or
make me
not
yell at you again.
Iron Man should return in the MCU. That's not what this is about necessarily, okay? But it is going to tie into it just a little. There is a report out there from Scoopers, that are stating that the new Avengers lineup is out there, and apparently this is the possible new lineup for Avengers 5, formerly titled the Kang Dynasty. This is the green check marks are the ones that are supposedly definitely the new Avengers, and the question marks are the ones that possibly could be in the new group. The Hulk, Captain America with Sam Wilson, She-Hulk, Spider-Man by Tom Holland, and Moon Knight could be the 5 core members of the new Avengers group. The reason why you don't see some of these other characters like Doctor Strange and Thor, Captain Marvel, they are probably off-world at this point doing other things, as their movies are going to explain. You're not seeing little younger characters like Kate Bishop or Miss Marvel because they're going to be in the Young Avengers. Also, we've got characters like Wanda Maximoff and Vision who are basically missing in action at this point, as well as like Daredevil and Punisher. They're kind of more street level. And then you got the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. They're in alternate universes and things like that. So this appears to possibly be your biggest possibility of what the team will what it will consist of now, at least for Avengers 5. Thoughts on this? Do you think this looks good enough?
When we gonna start cutting people?
Because
No,
obviously, like me and Brandon's like, and I know we talked before about, oh, they need to focus on new characters. You know, don't bring back the dead ones and things like that. That their stories are done.
You're gonna have to bring back the
But
dead
looking
ones.
at this lineup, would you can see why maybe they would want to bring back some of those characters?
not really. Because you
Or
could
do you-
all of these characters that you're showing, everybody knows. Everybody loves Shang-Chi. Black Panther 2 was dope. And
Aaron. I mean, I
was
understand.
it though?
whatever.
It would have
I
been
enjoyed it.
under the
I
circumstances.
mean, it was a good movie. It's just I don't know. It wasn't that exciting to me. Like I don't know.
It had no right to be
it's-
nearly as good as it ended up being due to the death of Chadwick.
Yes,
Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman.
It could have been a
which
lot
I
worse.
know.
Would have been, yeah.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying. It wasn't on
But-
par with the first film.
Okay,
He was
despite that,
awesome.
Shuri brings a certain the Tony Stark
Hawk.
aspect.
Wow.
She's smart as hell. Well, she's a genius. She makes she makes her own suits, and there's a bunch of them. Like she fulfills the Iron Man role in that situation.
I can see that. Well, and the brains with the Bruce Banner, you know, I can
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
And then there's Shang-Chi, who brings, I guess, in a sense, he could fill in. He's like the Thor spot in a sense,
Yeah,
to
kinda.
where he's
Kung Fu
besides-
powers.
Yeah, and the mystical powers with the rings. Now you don't need Wong.
Yeah, Wong is more of a question mark at this point because after the end of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange was going to an alternate dimension to stop an incursion with Clea. I think it's Clea. So Wong would be the Sorcerer Supreme that's left on Earth right now.
Yes, but he doesn't need to be a part of the Avengers.
Yeah, and he may not be. That the question marks are more speculation at this point.
But but Shuri and Shang-Chi, yeah, they fit in perfectly. Like, I mean, honestly, I would toss out She-Hulk, and that's just me.
And a lot of people probably want that as well because a lot of people didn't like that series.
No,
I understand.
it'd
partially
be-
why, but I didn't hate it.
It'd be interesting to see her in a more serious role because I feel like her whole series was just supposed to be just one big joke, you know, just
Then
haha
why help?
laughter.
Yeah, you write it better. I bet it's a lot, more entertaining.
Yeah, I feel like once they get the right people in place, that it'll be better, and I think they'll do the character justice that it deserved. The show didn't really do that for her, so
no.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
I feel like this is a rebuild.
Then why have
obviously,
Hulk there?
Yeah.
And I think the characters you got laid out right in front of us, I think they're sufficient enough, Eric.
Okay. Well, that's
I really do.
That's just my question because I just wonder how many people are going to look at this and go, I mean, I mean, I'll go watch it. I think that this has got potential. Moon Knight's the one I'm going, how is he going to fit in with all this? But
He's the
you
Deadpool
you
without
never
being
know.
Deadpool.
I suppose
You never know. I mean, they could fit right in.
Yeah.
You know, he is that Batman sort of.
But this was
Maybe he's like the Hawkeye and Black Widow type, like the one that's not afraid to get his hands dirty.
Well,
That's how I feel about
I
Sam.
would switch the roles for Shang-Chi and Moon Knight to where I said where Moon Knight fills in for Thor. I think, or Shang-Chi fills in for Thor. I think that's the other way around. I think Moon Knight would fill in for Thor, and Shang-Chi would fill in for Hawkeye.
You guys are forgetting something also. Peter Parker would fill the Iron Man role perfectly.
No Peter Parker. Where is Spider-Man?
Well, not only that, there is talk about in Spider-Man 4.
Spider-Man.
He will kind of like how they did in Spider-Man 2, where he kind of gave up the moniker of Spider-Man. He wanted to focus on being Peter. I've heard in Spider-Man 4 he may do the opposite, try to do away with the Peter Parker version and wants to just focus on being Spider-Man, since no one knows who he is anyway.
Yeah, nobody knows who he is anyway.
It makes some sense. Poor Reese.
Reese is not having it.
I'm gonna mute him for just a second until he gets a little figured out. But I guess we got some other characters that could possibly show up, but they've not. Again, this is a rumor. It's not potentially 100% what's going to happen, but it's definitely what's been leaked on from scoopers online. I guess they told all these actors to clear their schedule because they're going to be filming the next Avengers movie either at the end of this year or I think in January was when production maybe was supposed to start for a 2026 release. But the couple of the other characters that's not really mentioned or off world or in another dimension is Hawkeye, War Machine, Star-Lord, who's technically on Earth at this point, and Ant-Man. None of these characters appeared in the report. They could potentially be added to this group. Star-Lord maybe not, but the other ones at least have had some interaction in the past with the group. So maybe. But
I think Star-Lord's done.
Whatever, Tom. Star-Lord would be dope.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would love for Star-Lord to be a part of it. I mean, he had the small interaction with the Avengers in Infinity War and a little bit in the Endgame, I guess. But other than that, he really hasn't been a part of the group. So just being on Earth and stuff, I don't know if they'll actually use him or not. But that's a possibility. What I think eventually what they're going to be doing here is, even though this crew may look a little weak to some people based on some of the Avengers stuff we had in the past. Well, you can disagree with me on that or what. I don't necessarily. That's how I feel. But what I think is going to happen in Avengers 5, the Avengers are going to get their butts stomped, kind of like what happened in Infinity War. And then there's rumors going around that they're going to do this whole battle world like phase where they're going to be like in the void from Loki. And they're going to be fighting against multiversal versions of themselves, possibly getting an Avengers versus X-Men film that might be happening as well from other dimensions and stuff. And then they all have to come together to obviously win in Secret Wars against whoever the big bad is. So if some of these people are not around, like Thor, Doctor Strange, it would lend credence to the fact that they're going to lose in this next.
I don't see this being a 10-year thing.
No, it's supposed to be done in the next 4 years or so.
I see these characters doing something else.
Well, what I think is also going to happen too, once they all kind of eventually come together with probably Deadpool and Wolverine and Secret Wars, things like that too. It's going to start like a new universe where pretty much everybody's recast. It's going to be one final hurrah for everybody who's ever been in Marvel before. Multiverse. That's why I do believe Captain America, Black Widow, and Iron Man will come back as variants. Multiverse, not the character. Which brings me into the next video I wanted to share with you guys. Kevin Feige, I guess today, was doing some press for Deadpool and Wolverine coming out, and he mentioned that he told Hugh Jackman, do not come back, because he felt that the ending in Logan was too perfect, which kind of ties into what we've said about Iron Man and the snap. Don't bring him back because the story's done. So I thought we'd listen to this video from the Cosmic Wonder over on YouTube, who kind of discusses this whole situation and what Marvel is actually thinking. And it kind of gives me some comfort because it's cool to know that the guy who runs Marvel, Kevin Feige, feels exactly the way we have talked about here on the channel. So let's check this out.
The title, the headline of this article that states, Kevin Feige originally told Hugh Jackman, don't come back as Wolverine. Rejected Ryan Reynolds' first Deadpool 3 pitch for Rashomon style film. And we'll break down what exactly Rashomon style film means in just a bit, but first let's get into the rest of the article. It starts by stating Deadpool and Wolverine is poised to be one of the biggest movies of the year thanks to the pairing of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, who is returning to his iconic X-Men role for the first time in 7 years. Jackman's return is skyrocketing buzz around the comic book film, which is much needed for Marvel Studios after a rocky 2023 that saw movies such as Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and The Marvels flop at the box office. It might come as a surprise, but Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige confirmed to Empire that he originally warned Jackman against playing Wolverine again. I said, let me give you a piece of advice, Hugh. Don't come back. You had the greatest ending in history with Logan. That's not something we should undo. That's a Kevin Feige direct quote. So obviously Kevin Feige was very, very clear. He did not want to undo what happened in Logan. And one thing to keep in mind is that Kevin Feige basically started his Marvel career with the very first X-Men film with Hugh Jackman. In the year 2000, which is when the X-Men film came out, Kevin Feige was hired by Marvel as a producer. And in the first X-Men film, he was made an associate producer due to his knowledge on the Marvel Universe. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about Kevin Feige, and that's why he is the president of Marvel Studios, because of his and that is also why Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, when they first announced that Wolverine was returning in that second video when they were both sitting on the couch, they said they're not going to undo Logan. They're not going to undo what happened there. One is because, well, of course, they just simply shouldn't undo that because it was an incredible scene.
Takes place in 2029, totally separate thing. Logan died in Logan. Not touching that.
And it was an incredible movie, and it really was an incredible part of the history of Wolverine on screen. It would be a shame to undo that, but also, too, Kevin Feige said no, you can't undo it. And speaking of no, Kevin Feige told Ryan Reynolds no at least 25 times, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But here's what brought Kevin Feige on board with Wolverine returning, with Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine. The article states what ultimately got Feige on board with the idea of Jackman coming back was that he would not be playing the version of Logan/Wolverine that audiences grew to love in the various X-Men movies. That was also of interest to Jackman himself. His original iteration of Wolverine died in Logan, and he did not want to screw with that film either. So basically, both Kevin Feige and Hugh Jackman did not want to basically undo anything that Logan did. They didn't want to undo Logan's death. And we've actually talked about this over the past few years because this happened with Professor Xavier and Patrick Stewart as well. He said he would never want to undo what happened in Logan because both of the characters, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Logan, die in Logan. And at that time, both actors said that they were done with their characters because they didn't want to undo anything. And they both had said goodbye to their characters in Logan. But now it's a completely different story because the multiverse exists. So it's not undoing anything. They are simply playing a different variant of the character that is coming from a completely different universe where their characters died in Logan. And Hugh Jackman went on to say, it's all because of this device they have in the Marvel world of moving around timelines. Now we can go back because, you know, it's science. So I don't have to screw with the Logan timeline, which was important to me. And I think probably to the fans too. And 100%, it was definitely important to the fans. And I think that that moment should not be undone as well, which is why I love the multiverse saga right now, because it does allow variants of these characters to appear in movies without undoing any really important events that happened. Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man is another perfect example. Kevin Feige has already stated they're not going to undo the snap, yet it's been said Robert Downey Jr. is returning for Secret Wars. Of course, this is possible because of variants. And to that point, variants can be very, very similar or not the same at all, or kind of just be a blend of what we know about the character mixed with some new things that we don't know about the character. In fact, Hugh Jackman said in the interview with Empire that Deadpool and Wolverine will show different sides of Wolverine we haven't seen before.
So, yeah, that's just kind of an idea of where Marvel, I think, is standing at this point.
That was a clause where they can take that character and do whatever the fuck they want to and call it new.
I mean, I guess you could look at it that way, sure.
Prove me wrong.
No, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong on the matter. But I mean, but look at how excited everybody is to see Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine.
I get that. I get what you're saying.
And I mean, I get why they're doing it. That's all I'm saying. You know.
It's like the Fast and Furious 10. Like, how many more do we need of those characters?
Well, I'm just hoping that if they do this, which I guess we'll find out a little bit how this could work in Deadpool and Wolverine. If it works for Wolverine, maybe it gives audiences a little more hope that if they do bring back Tony Stark, maybe it would actually work. Because I like the idea of at least them saying, this is not going to be the same Wolverine we've seen before. There's going to be differences to his character, which will give the actor something else to do, plus audiences something else to watch that they've not already seen.
Yeah, but
so,
here's my only question. Here's my only question. How can you change Tony enough to where it won't feel like Tony Stark? You can't. What, you're gonna make him?
They're gonna put him in a purple suit.
I mean, there's going to be
rainbow flag on
it. I mean,
got advertisements all over it.
No,
Coca-Cola presents
an interesting
Iron Man.
An interesting take on it would be, it'd be a Tony Stark that wasn't rich with the money and all that.
Well, that's possible. I mean,
You make him a mechanic, more relatable.
did you watch much of Loki at all?
Somewhat.
Okay. There's a lot of Loki variants in that show because that's kind of where the term variant originated in the MCU. There were some obviously who were very much like Loki, some that were not. So it's probably going to be something similar, in my opinion. So I maybe recommend checking that out. Which, by the way, 2 outstanding seasons. By the way, great show.
I know. I really.
I see a world where he's completely friendly.
Who?
Like the
Wolverine?
other Wolverine.
Well, the trailers are showing Wolverine is definitely not friendly.
If it's the Wolverine that I'm thinking, like it's going to be, or they could use, this should be the more missionary focused Wolverine, the one that like has the nightmares about all this because he's lived for ever, and the shit that he's seen. That's why he's always drinking. That's why he's always in a bar. It's because he can't turn it off. And so that Wolverine was a killer. You know what I mean?
So in the trailer, there's a line where one of the TVA agents tells Deadpool, "This Wolverine failed to save his world." Okay. So there's speculation going around that the villain or one of the villains of the movie, there's talk that there actually may be more actually that just came out before we went on podcast here tonight. That Cassandra Nova, who was Professor Charles Xavier's twin sister, could be playing with Logan's mind, making him relive the fact that he was unable to save his universe.
From the Manhunters, right?
Huh?
From the Manhunters, right?
Not positive. But I just know
we're getting there.
Yeah. But not only that, like I said, there was a report that came out right before we went live, actually, that apparently the plot synopsis for this film has been updated. Not only is it going to be like, we're going to see Wolverine come in here, but they said that Deadpool and Wolverine will be traveling around to different points in time from the MCU from phases 1 through 4 that we've already seen. So it's kind of going to be kind of like an Endgame thing where they went in and out of things we'd already seen prior, like the Avengers when they went back in time to get the stones.
Interesting.
So you can see Cable in here.
Sure.
Because the reason why he's able to do that is because you remember he stole that thing from Cable.
Right, and Deadpool 2, yeah.
Yeah, and he had Weasel fix it up, so now he can't go through time, so to speak. Maybe this is before he did that, but that's why Deadpool's able to teleport. Weasel did it on purpose, and he fucked it up, so Deadpool couldn't travel through time anymore because he was fucking up timelines everywhere.
Well, which is why I think which is insane to me because Deadpool 2 ended in such a way that it ties directly in what they need to do here with Deadpool and Wolverine, because by screwing with the timeline, it's a perfect plot device for the TVA who monitors this sort of thing and polices it to go after Deadpool because he screwed with the timeline. So it actually worked out really well since the Fox purchase and things like that.
Yes,
but
screwing with it is not the word. In the comics, he did some bad shit.
Effing it up.
Deadpool a menace.
Screwing with it is not the right term.
Not only that, have you heard of all the possible cameos that could be in this thing too?
I'm sure there could be a bunch. Like I said, I know you're probably going to get Cable because there's got to be that scene between Cable and Wolverine.
Now, Josh Brolin, who played Cable, has stated. Now he's played coy. They've asked him, "Are you in the movie?" He goes, "I don't know. Ryan doesn't like me very much. Well, no, we'll see." I mean, so probably he is, but he's not saying. They've also now this one may not sit well with Miranda, but there's heavy rumors that's been going on since the Super Bowl that Taylor Swift is in this movie.
What the fuck?
And it's probably a small role playing a character called Dazzler.
Well, hopefully she gets killed off.
Is it the chick with the glitter?
Yes, and I think isn't she like a musician or a singer?
Yeah.
So it may be like
Does
a
she
small.
get killed off?
I don't know. Maybe Deadpool will chop her head off. I don't know. But
Jesus, Eric.
Oh, that would be great. That's
rated R.
I can see him doing that. Yeah.
But Taylor was sitting
He'd
with
really be my hero then.
Taylor was in the same box, I think, with Hugh and Ryan Reynolds and the director of this movie.
My God.
In the playoffs or the Super Bowl last year. So
of course.
They got the speculation train rolling. There's obviously, Wesley Snipes' Blade has been rumored.
Off the hype
would be
train.
dope.
Well, you got to remember Ryan Reynolds was in
Wesley.
Yes, Wesley Snipes. The report is that he's officially signed on to appear in the MCU, whether it be now or in Secret Wars. And remember, Ryan Reynolds was in Blade Trinity with Wesley.
Oh
Snipes.
yeah, he was.
So there's
so
that.
was Triple H.
Triple H was in that movie. I mean, I don't know if we'll see Hunter in this, but
No.
I mean, they're all the ones that are all but confirmed but have not been told yet is Jennifer Garner's Elektra from the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie is in this supposedly.
Okay.
Chris Evans probably as Johnny Storm, not as Captain America, because
hilarious.
The director of this is the same director who directed Free Guy, which Chris Evans also showed up in as a small cameo spot. So that's probably a thing. There's heavy rumors of Daphne King coming back as X-23 from Logan and Channing Tatum as Gambit, which has always been rumored for a long time.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, so a lot of things, a lot of old X-Men, like
if you don't speak with a French accent, I ain't buying it.
Oh, shut it, Brandon.
It's not really
Just
French,
give
it's
it
a Creole
chance,
accent.
Man.
He's from Louisiana. He's got to sound like it.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, he was originally supposed to get a Gambit solo film.
Yeah.
But it never happened. There's a lot of talk that maybe they decided to go ahead and pull the trigger with that here. And the Gambit, X-23, Johnny Storm, and Elektra are all rumored to have major roles in this with Deadpool and Wolverine. So we'll have to wait and see, but that's the report.
Chris Evans as Johnny Storm is interesting to me.
That's hilarious.
Because that kind of opens the door like, okay, could we get Robert Downey Jr. back?
All this opens the door to that.
First of all,
Brandon,
the reason why Chris Evans is playing Johnny Storm is because Chris Evans played Johnny Storm in the original Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah,
so if they're jumping through timelines, of course it.
Not only that, it was owned by Fox, which is what this movie's kind of going to be playing on.
If they're jumping through timelines, then they could definitely bring Robert Downey Jr. back.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And not only that,
I agree with Eric.
The reports are right now. Again, this is rumor; it's not confirmed yet, but. That when Chris Evans was filming his cameo or role for this movie, he has already signed on for Secret Wars as Captain America. So I don't know.
Oh, really?
This is all, like I said, nothing confirmed yet, but a lot of these scoopers who've been saying this have been right in the past. So I think it's happening. I really do. I mean, think of it as you will, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. Well, but I mean, and I know there's going to be some people like you who are probably like, just need to stop, let it go. But at the same time, Marvel needs a boost right now. I'm not going to lie to you. They're kind of struggling, so it might be.
Just now that if we're at the theater.
I'm booing.
Really?
Or I'm saying fuck Joe Biden.
I mean, we can do that anywhere.
That is hilarious.
You said either way, somebody's getting shit on. Like, I don't care who it is.
Somebody get the smoke.
Because you know what? If Taylor would have left Joe Biden out of it, I wouldn't care what she did. Because she wanted to bring the political shit.
I knew that would trigger Miranda when you brought that up, Eric.
I mean, I honestly think that at the end of the day, it depends on how they do this. If it's well told and it's a good story, fine. But if it's just for Robert's back, that's bad. Don't do that. I agree with you.
Yeah, you gotta.
If you're gonna make them different, make them different. Fine.
It's like when they brought back Skywalker in Star Wars. A lot of people didn't like that.
Make him evil.
Yeah, you could do that. You can
make him evil.
Robert,
I just feel like they killed him off thinking they were gonna get new characters, and then they were like, "Oh shit, we can't think of anything. Let's bring them back."
And they tried new characters, but nobody cared or watched them because Robert was gone, Chris Evans was gone. I was like, well,
but that's what I was about to say.
They didn't build up a new character before they killed him off. They were,
they
should have had these new characters in the world, like helping out in some way before they're just like, oh, here's new characters. They didn't give them a. Sorry,
some they did, but I understand what you're saying.
It's like when a corporation fires the whole management team and then brings in a new management team. Nobody likes.
Now you all got to learn all this on the fly. Let's go. Yeah,
but it's also one of those things too. It's like I get what you guys are saying about introducing new characters. Yes, you need to do that to an extent.
Audiences have to connect,
but you can't give like everyone a TV show.
Yeah, and they've even admitted they did way too much. So I'm hoping that since they're taking this year off basically with only one movie, and they've drastically scaled back the shows too. Hopefully, when they get back on track next year, they've taken the time to readjust and got this right. I will tell on that one, I guess. But what was you about to say, Aaron?
I was gonna say, like, not giving them like their own TV show, but introduce them into the movies. Like, make their story relevant in the movies and be like, oh, hey, we need this person's help, but we don't know anything about them. Let's find out something about them. You know?
Now I liked what they did with WandaVision. I thought they did okay with
Mhm.
that. Loki was good. Captain America and the Winter, or I'm sorry, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was pretty good, setting up the new Cap.
Yeah,
But
but
then they
that
started.
worked.
Yeah,
That one worked because
yeah,
you already had relevance for those characters.
right. It's
Both
when you
Sam
got to
and Bucky
right.
appeared. You know what I mean? And
I
then
was about to say, so when you started She-Hulk, I guess Hawkeye had Hawkeye to help bring in Kate Bishop. That was okay.
Mhm.
But She-Hulk, Moon Knight was new, not appeared in anything prior.
no,
I think there was a couple others in there.
no,
I
and the
could
reason why
probably forget,
Moon Knight worked is because people they were already gassed up on how Marvel took the approach to the series, where they were more gritty, raw, brutal. The fight, I told you, the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier it was off to the races as far as action went. So Moon Knight works because of that same aspect. People was like, oh, it's like a Batman. It's still a relatable character, and then you can see what he could do. So then he became way more intriguing, the way his power works and all that. So people got latched onto it. Now I'm not saying you can do that for every single one, but the reason why, take a look at the Avengers, the new one. If that picture holds up, how many times you've seen those characters already, right?
Yeah.
To establish. I mean, Shuri, I understand that being the way it is because
hopefully she'll build off
Clothes.
what she built in the
Okay.
last movie. So yeah.
But
That's what I'm saying.
But Brandon,
But you've seen all those characters. You know who they are.
but
If
Brandon,
hold on, you'd already set this thing in motion, and I get it. It didn't perform the way you thought it would. I think the Marvels would have worked out way better if you'd have did it as a TV series or a streaming series. Reason
Oh, that
being
was
is
another
because
one though that worked out well in my opinion was Kamala Khan. Her
that's what I'm
series I
saying.
thought was good, and she's the best part of the Marvels in my opinion.
And because you know who she is, you saw her series before she was on the big screen. If you would have introduced a lot of these characters, and you can because a lot of them overlap with one another, so it makes sense you would see this character there in this situation or what have you. Marvel has the ability to do that, but what you're going to do instead, or you have done, is throw a bunch of characters at people who people cannot relate to in a movie, and it's like, I'm not gonna watch this shit because I don't
Well,
care.
and a lot of it is because they didn't take the time to watch the TV shows at all.
but
I mean, it's not so much sometimes that they had to have previous existence in the movies because, like I said, Miss Marvel worked good on TV. She-Hulk was the one that didn't really
I think
hit
that's
too
what
well.
killed it.
But that's
I think
bad
that's
writing on that one.
Yeah, but I think that's what hurt it in general, is because you got to think about where we went from the WandaVision, the visual spectacle that was, and the story it told that picked up where after Vision died and all this other shit, right? Which tied into a Doctor Strange movie.
Right.
You had Falcon and Winter Soldier. That TV series was from the go. Like I said, the first episode, you're 10 minutes in,
Right.
and it's just boom. Loki was so damn intriguing because Loki was such an intriguing character in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And you see what happened to him where he just gets 86 trying to save his brother. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So now you want to see his whole story. You were intrigued. What got me intrigued to see new characters, partly is because I already know these characters. I've seen these characters, and a lot of people know these characters and see these characters. But for the ones who haven't, it's intriguing because they're still picking up a story beat. Like, to have Tony Stark's daughter take up the mantle for him, people would have tuned in for that. Because you want to see how much of her father is in her. That's I think why people got so attached to Tom Holland version of Spider-Man. It's because him and Tony got that connection. So then, but he also has that connection with Cap, being from the jokes where they were told.
Would you have liked to have seen them not make Tony Stark's daughter Ironheart Riri Williams, but to kind of adapt the Ironheart character to fit Tony Stark's daughter instead? You think that'll work better than Riri Williams and Black Panther?
No, because I think Riri's character works on the level of, because it's the same thing with Black Panther.
Yeah,
the character, the person dying, and the character essentially dying too, to where now you have to have somebody else step in that role. But I would have loved to see Riri and Tony Stark's daughter bond off of that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good combo for sure.
I agree with both what you guys are saying, and in agreement with what Brandon was saying. They have redone this before with the first group, original Avengers have been in series before. An example I was going to give was Captain Marvel was
Marvel was
shown in a movie before she was in Endgame, and then
it was leading right into Endgame too.
Yeah, and it made it more interesting. It made
because you were like, well, who the hell is this chick?
Well, part of the problem with the Marvels though is a lot of people just don't like Brie Larson.
Right.
Yeah.
That's because of some stuff she said at one point, which I understand to a degree, but at the same time, it shouldn't affect how you enjoy the character, I guess. But that's just maybe I could separate the two.
The thing that's going to make these characters interesting, and I have to say it this way, is look at what they did with Spider-Man with Michael Keaton as Vulture.
That was dope.
No one knew really as Vulture being a well-known Marvel villain. And they turned it into they turned it into something awesome in a really it's a hook is what I'm trying to say. And I think this group of Marvel characters are kind of looking for that hook.
Well, I think that's what the Hulk's supposed to do.
That's right, Brandon.
If you're going to introduce other characters, I would love to see Ironheart. And like I said with Riri, the reason why you don't put Ironheart in that space yet is because she's just now learning to be.
She's not ready,
and she's a kid. Ready.
But Riri is also now a prince or queen. She's a leader. She has to be, and she's still trying to fill the mantle of her brother.
Well, I think eventually you get Ironheart in Armor Wars with Rhodey. And you have her, learning from the guy who was with Tony, and maybe you get like the Tony AI stuff. There's a lot of things you could do with that. But yeah, I think that's what you do. I think a lot of the disconnect here too is a lot of audiences. Now, I'm one of the guys who I've followed Star Wars for the last 40 years of my life. Obviously, they've got a lot of series and animated shows that tie into the overarching story. And DC is about to embark on the same thing with their new universe. They've already said the animated stuff's going to tie in, the TV shows are going to tie in, just like in Star Wars. Marvel just recently started branching out to do that, and I think it's lost some of the audience a little bit because they're so used to just going for 2 hours in the movies and not taking the time with the series, and now they're going to have to kind of do that to kind of keep up with it.
That's what scares me about Star Wars. Is it scares me that the fan base is just going to die off from just
Star Wars.
So many series.
What's up, Bill? Good to see you.
Hey, Bill.
Bill?
Oh, go on. I lost my
train
of thought.
Bill's in our chat right now.
Yeah. But anyway, but the good thing about I remember what I was going to say now.
Wait,
the good thing about
hold on. What Bill?
Wild Bill.
Okay, that's wild.
Yeah. But the good thing about the MCU, I think what they have done a pretty good job of so far is if you have not seen the series, going in to watch the movies, it's almost like extra material. It's not required viewing. It definitely helps, and it definitely fills in a ton of gaps. But if you go in, like say, and watch Deadpool and Wolverine, they've already stated you don't have to have seen all the X-Men stuff prior. It probably would help to have seen all that for sure, but they do a pretty good job of at least telling you the story they're telling you currently, to where you don't have to do all the homework. And I think that's their goal moving forward, because they know there's going to be a lot of fans who've not seen any of this, and they're not going to go back and watch 23 movies worth of stuff.
I'm just excited for the fact that, like, honestly,
it's the reboot coming.
They brought a character like Deadpool out. You know what I'm saying? In the MCU. In the MCU. Because the Deadpool that we seen the first, 2
movies,
that was not part of the MCU Deadpool.
Unless you're counting Origins Wolverine, which was not Deadpool.
No.
We're not counting that.
Nobody's counting that.
Miranda has an appearance of Brandon's dog.
Hey,
that's Loki. A long polluted way of saying our dog.
Loki, dog of mischief. He fits in the conversation.
That is the dog of mischief.
But yeah. I want to see, for me, this one, I want to see if this is still that same Deadpool. He ain't got no shirt on, just walking around. He had to flex on us one time.
Random kid on. I'm still interested to see how Deadpool is going to be under Disney.
Yeah.
I don't think that changes.
Yeah,
I don't
they've
think
already
they want to
said it's
lose
not.
that aspect of Deadpool.
Yeah.
But I think there'll be more fourth wall breaking in this one.
Oh yeah, I've
I
heard in
think-
this movie there's tons of poking fun at Fox, poking fun at like Mickey Mouse and all this stuff that he's moving over. So that's going to be hilarious in my opinion.
I can't wait.
So all that stuff, and I've heard there's tons of F-bombs. You know, Ryan Reynolds has been on the record as saying they're not changing Deadpool. So
Yeah.
That's the
That's
one thing I was like, I wanted them to keep, because if you take that away from him, it makes no sense. It's not Deadpool. It's just he's a superhero with a gun.
sorry, Aaron, I didn't even see you back there, buddy. Welcome back.
Aaron, what's
yeah.
your thoughts on Deadpool?
Deadpool's great.
All right, we're done talking.
What?
Well,
Okay.
There we go.
That was it.
Fucking
You know,
Travis.
There's the NPC version of Aaron. All right.
What? Okay.
Moving along.
I'll wrap it up just to kind of say this. I'm encouraged to at least hear that Kevin Feige and Marvel understand like the sacrifice that Logan made at the end of Logan and Iron Man at the end of Endgame. They do not want to undo that, and they want to treat it with the respect and keep it vital to what they did in those films. So it does not ruin what they already did. So if they're going into it with that mentality, I'm at least encouraged that it's not going to be just, clickbait, like fandom. Hey, let's appease the fans. They want to see these guys back without any actual plan. If they go into it with a plan, I'm a little more okay with it. That's just
all I'm saying is I don't want the whole, what do you want for dinner? Cheeseburger. I want a cheeseburger. He goes like, I'll buy you all the cheeseburgers. I don't want you to ruin that line for me. Like, that's when the real tears started to fall, was when Happy asked her, can I get you anything? And she said a cheeseburger.
Yeah, because it was
And he
just that
goes,
one. It
"I'm
brought
gonna
you
get
all the way
all
back.
cheeseburgers.
All the
And
way
I
back
was
to the
like,
beginning.
man.
That
So-
I cried lots of man tears during that first
brother,
showing. Oh,
listen
man.
to me. Miranda and her mom was in the front seat. I couldn't see him, but I can hear him. His whole speech, when it settled in that he's about to do this, and he's sitting back and he's talking, and Pepper says she loves him, and then he does it. I heard Miranda and her mom just tears, and I'm
You mean
sitting in the back seat trying to hold it together. And then I make it through all that, and then she says that line, and I immediately went. Fucking
Well, I mean,
stupid.
I knew immediately when they panned over and showed him with the gauntlet forming around his hand. I was like, "Oh hell, he's dead." And at that point, I go, "This sucks," because I mean, I'm like, because I knew that this was not going to. I mean, it was going to end on a happy ending, but it wasn't going to end on a real.
Are you guys talking about Endgame, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. That
was a gut punch.
Yeah. It took
Yeah,
me
when
a
he had the
couple
gauntlet-
days to get over that one.
When he had the gauntlet on his hand, when he had the stones, and
He had stones
goes,
on
I'm
that.
Iron Man, and he fucking did it.
Shut up, Aaron.
I knew it was a rap. I told you it was a rap from the get up.
Yeah, you were calling he gonna die, bro. He gonna die.
He dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dead.
No, actually, I think weren't a lot of you guys saying Cap was gonna die though?
No. I knew it was gonna be Iron Man. I wanted it to be Cap.
Okay, I got you. But,
me and our buddy, you know who he is. Basement bodies.
Dang. Inside joke. But
I thought it was attic.
Okay.
No, it's basement. This is basement.
Your
Basement.
buddy basement bodies. Okay.
You know,
I feel like I don't even know you, Brandon.
there's kind of a side character that I'm hoping that they're gonna introduce or do something with that they touched on in Endgame. You remember in Iron Man 3 that boy that he
the kid he helped, or the kid that helped him, I should say.
yeah he kind of mentored, and that kid was at his funeral.
Yeah, he was. You hardly couldn't recognize him because he grown up so much.
Yeah, but it was like,
Mhm.
why have him there if he's not going to be
That was weird.
important
Yeah.
at some point in time?
Maybe he's a part of Iron or Armor Wars with Rhodey and Ironheart. I mean,
Yeah.
you could do that. I just don't know. It just felt like a quick, oh yeah, remember the kid that helped him?
Well,
I
didn't they
agree
do
with you,
that
though.
in one of the
Why didn't they do
Spider-Mans
more?
too? No, I'm thinking of the Iron Man thing. Never mind.
Oh yeah. I get your point.
I'm just saying that I hope that they do something with him. I mean, if he shows up in Iron Wars, it'd be awesome. I don't know. I mean, I guess they could just brush him under the rug and be like, okay, well, that character had nothing to do with what we're doing.
Not only that, I don't think he's necessarily a comic book character. It was a kid who helped him in a movie. You know, I mean, you could build something with it, make it an original character.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if they'll do that. It just felt like a weird thing.
But if they did, then he would kind of have a backstory to make sense why he's tied up all into this, because he had like some sort of a kind of mentor relationship with Tony, you know.
I like how Marvel just slowly build up to Thanos. I thought that was really.
Did you also hear the other rumor?
ingenious.
That with Secret Wars, since we're going to get all these alternate versions of heroes and stuff, that we're also going to get alternate versions of villains, and King
All
Thanos
right,
is coming
let's
back.
just
Okay, let's slow your roll there.
But I know, but if you watch What If, though, you've seen them already do this stuff. It's not new.
Yeah.
leave it for the what if. That's why it's a what if.
That's a what if.
That is true.
Leave
Kind of a
Leave it
kind of
as a what if.
But
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen. I'm just saying.
But what if?
All right.
What
I'm
if
going to love it
Okay.
personally. This is,
All right.
is actually the game plan?
This.
what's that?
What if the what ifs are actually the game plan?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, I'm getting a little sweaty. Getting a little nerd sweaty here. But you know who?
He's so nerd sweaty.
Well, it's a term. You know, if you get sweaty, you get real nerdy. But anyway, it's a nerd term. What can I say?
Proceed.
I've never
Please,
heard that before.
Please
Never?
proceed.
I mean,
No,
You guys
brother.
have clearly never been to a Comic Con.
I have.
No.
I have.
I haven't
I've
either.
never felt like I was getting sweaty because I was talking about something nerdy.
It's like it's kind of a play on words with, like, you know, a lot of people who go to Comic Cons don't shower.
Aaron says only
And
get
they
sweaty
they're
for
all
two things.
nerdy. Anyway,
The image I have in my head is gross.
sorry. My apologies. But it is a term. I'm not lying.
Sweaty nerds.
Fair. But no, I guess
Pulls that
there-
picture of
you
sweaty
know-
nerds.
You know the character of Uatu the Watcher from What If? It's kind of
Oh yeah.
kind of a multiversal being who watches over the multiverse. Doesn't always interfere, but he kind of does at times if he needs to.
Right.
Well, they minor spoiler alert for X-Men 97. They showed him in the stars in the night sky, the silhouette of him watching that universe as well. So I feel like they could use that character as the multiversal Nick Fury to bring about the multiversal Avengers. To have them all team up from all these realities to go against whoever the villains are. Yeah, it's going to get wacky. That's for sure. Very comic booky. I'll say that. So some people may not like it. Some people may absolutely
Very
love it.
nerd sweaty.
Yeah, very nerd sweaty. Yes. So
But that's how it should be, Eric.
that's what I thought too. But I'm
What,
I'm
nerd
It
sweaty?
no.
comic book.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I hear what Matt said.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes, it was
I
funny.
can't believe you never heard that term before.
It was
No, man.
funny the first time. Okay.
It's like porn for nerds, right? I mean,
I thought
Well,
porn was
There's
porn.
probably
for
that
me.
out there too.
I mean, yeah.
Just saying. I mean, there's certain websites, I'm sure.
Dude,
Never mind.
websites, there's probably categories. You know what? Let's move on. Let's change the
Oh,
topic.
maybe if we talk about it enough, we'll get a sponsor.
Shut up, Aaron.
Sponsor on the hub.
You know what? We don't need sponsors that badly.
No.
We really don't. But
Oh shit.
oh gosh, we got 11 people watching live. Please hit
Sponsored
that
by
like and
Nerd
subscribe, by
I'm
the way.
sorry, everybody.
Nerd sweat. It sounds like a terrible deodorant, by the way.
Nerd
What
sweat.
does nerd sweat smell like?
It's
Comic
bad.
Cheetos and depression.
comic books and Cheetos.
Yeah.
Bad Jim. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Secret sock. and
Pepperoni pizza.
lumber.
It probably smells about the same as the video game cologne. Video
Oh
game
no,
cologne.
they smell far worse. There's nothing more
come
rancid
on.
than Mountain Dew, Cheetos, and sitting in
I
your
mean-
farts all day smell.
Oh my. Yeah, we've now officially hit that portion of the show. We're off the rails. So-
Right.
it's usually when we do our best stuff, though. So
Nerd
around.
sweat though.
Isn't there a disclaimer in the title that says it
Nerd
that
sweat.
things will go off the rails?
yeah, well, I mean that's
Oh.
kind of the show. I mean, yes, we try to do some topics, but for those of you who are watching for the first time, we kind of gotta, we kind of get off. We got squirrel syndrome, where we like just change topics randomly.
You
Squirrel.
said nerd sweat. Like I can't
I know.
now. I'm using that in everyday language.
Well, I don't know if it's actually
Nerd
called
sweat.
nerd sweat, but like if you're getting really nerdy, they say you're getting sweaty. Like we're sweaty right now.
So you just combine the two.
Yeah, I was
So-
trying to explain it. It's like nerd sweat. Yeah,
So
yeah.
Eric, like you said, Thor is off.
Sounds so gross
right?
though. I was like,
Well,
"Oh,
yeah,
getting
at
nerd
the
sweat
well, I
on
mean,
me."
at the end of Thor: Love and Thunder, obviously Hercules is hunting him down. They're saying the next Thor movie that it'll be explained in there why he's not on Earth for the next Avengers movie. Now he'll come back probably for Secret Wars, but it's kind of like what they're doing with
Chris
Doctor
Evans and Mad Max.
I can tell you exactly why he's not.
No,
on
it's
there.
Chris Hemsworth, but Thor, yes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Chris
him in the new
Don't,
Fury.
if you say contractual dispute, I swear to God, Aaron.
No, I was thinking actual storyline. He's
Thank
not
you.
on Earth because his lady's not on Earth. So why would he
Yeah,
care?
she's in Valhalla. She
Yeah.
did. Another one who's dead, he's probably coming back. I'll tell you that.
Dang it, dog.
Well, they showed Heimdall in there. You know, you think they're going to just leave him there too? I mean, Idris Elba's a big name.
Here we go with the nerd sweat.
I guess I
All
kind of I get how Brandon feels because
I understand. I do.
saying all these characters that are coming back, it's like, then what was the point of killing them off?
But here's the thing, though. Have any of y'all ever read a comic book? They've done this for the
No.
last decade, or decade.
First of
Or like-
all, it took them
100
forever to
years.
kill Superman, and then when
Agreed.
they did kill Superman, it lasted all about 3 or 4 episodes.
well, DC screwed up
Yeah.
there.
See,
Or in the movies for sure.
this is exactly why when I DM or Dungeons and Dragons games, I don't kill off characters unless the story makes sense. Because if the player, for whatever reason, decides to come back, you know, if they stop playing for a life,
Matt.
you know, then there's not this, oh, well, what, do we revive you or what? You know,
I'm
Nah, you did.
tired.
You did. You earned it.
Well, and to
You
fix
did.
some of this again, they're going to play with it with the multiverse stuff. But after Secret Wars again, the talk is they're going to reboot, except for the people they just hired, like the brand new people, like the Fantastic Four or whatever. But after that, it's going to be all new actors. So all these actors who've done it for the last 2 decades plus can finally rest, and they'll just start over. And I think that'll be smart.
announce who is going to be the character who is going to play who in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they've announced the cast of the new Fantastic Four.
Okay, do you have that?
Give me a minute. Talk while I look.
Yeah, that okay.
It's Pedro Pascal is playing the new Mr. Fantastic. I know that from on top. The Mandalorian. You know.
Yeah, take your time.
Pedro
Okay.
Pascal. I don't
Who's
know.
the-
I don't know. What
happened to what's his name? Who played who played him in
The Fox movies.
yeah.
Ian Grufford or whatever his name was, I believe.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean,
He's old.
maybe him, Jessica Alba, and Michael Chiklis, and they'll all come back for this multiverse thing too. I don't know. Trying to find. They got a new cast of, I guess, might be playing Herbie, Paul Walter Hauser.
Oh my God.
He's like, wasn't he like a pro wrestler at one point? I think even.
I think so.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I'll pull it up here. This is the cast of the new Fantastic Four, along with the teaser poster they released for it. They released it around Valentine's Day, if you could tell. Pedro Pascal from The Mandalorian will play Mr. Fantastic. Vanessa Kirby, who was in Hobbs and Shaw, she played Jason Statham's sister that The Rock kind of had a crush on. She's also in some of the Mission Impossible movies. Will play Sue Storm. Joseph Quinn, I've never heard of him. I think he's been in some TV stuff. He'll play Johnny Storm. And Iban Moss Bachrach will play The Thing. Again, another guy I don't know much about. But this movie is supposed to take place in the 60s. And then from an alternate universe, and I think their world will also collapse leading into the multiversal stuff as they're doing.
Hold on a second. You said it takes place in the 60s?
Yes, in an alternate timeline. My guess is
Gotcha.
since they've cast a female Silver Surfer, they're also going to have Galactus probably destroy this universe, or the incursions will happen. That's kind of been going on in Doctor Strange and stuff that'll lead into the stuff they're doing.
But there are multiple Silver Surfers, correct?
Yes, there's like 4 at
Okay.
least.
Hulk was a Silver Surfer at one point.
Oh,
well,
really?
not
I
a
didn't
Silver
know that.
Surfer. I'm sorry. He was a herald. He didn't turn silver. He was actually this blue cosmic color. He was dastardly as a herald. His power was crazy as a herald.
Yeah, that's nuts.
What was that thing you sent me in the private chat, Brandon?
It was a Reddit thing. It was hilarious, and I seen it, and I was like, "I'll show this one."
Oh crap! Hold on. Pulled up the wrong place.
You click on it, make sure it's safe for work before you just throw it out there.
Yeah, well, is it? You tell me. You're the one who sent it to me.
I know. Just make sure I sent you the right one.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at like pro bikers. Is that what it is?
No.
That's what popped up. It's a video of
What the hell?
people on bicycles.
Nope, not the right one.
Not it. Okay, well, that's not it. But anyway, Miranda mentioned something in the private chat, which I completely forgot to mention, but she's right. We did go to a Renaissance fair last week. You guys want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
That shit was dope skis.
Sadly, I didn't take
talk about
really
this.
many pictures. Otherwise, I'd show you. But anybody else take
I've
photos?
got some pictures and a little bit of video, but I've been so busy. The video is not real well or good, and
Yeah.
yeah,
It was the joust
I
too.
had fun.
The joust.
we got to
was
plan
dope.
some things before we go to another one.
Who won?
Yeah.
A night, and then the night after he
older
he hit the guy he dabbed in the night.
Damn.
After.
Oh,
It was
very-
hilarious.
That dude put him in the paper. Dude, he was a
Dude, he was
savage.
like, the jousting was
that-
like was
give
dope.
that-
Like that was
Give that
really
man a
cool.
promotion. Give him.
You want at least, if you got the picture, Miranda, at least send me the one of the horse posing with your kids if you don't care.
Oh yeah,
That'd be a great one to share. It was the
Mhm.
horse. One of the horses they were using in the joust was really cool.
The
He
Enough
actually-
joking aside, I
first
mean, it
fucking
looks
time-
cool.
It was, dude. It was so much freaking fun.
Yeah.
Like, look, I hang out with Aaron way more than you two outside of work
Just because you.
because
Yeah.
Wait, where's this going?
shut up. Aaron.
I don't know. Depending on those conversations in the car, I'm kind of worried right now.
Our conversations go off.
So-
the rails.
So like they do, but in that time, like I've learned a lot about Aaron, and a lot about Aaron's certain passions that make him feel like a child. When I tell you, I have never seen somebody more giddy, psyched, and pumped about a Renaissance fair.
It's his
Ever.
thing. It's your thing.
He
Aaron.
was so into it when we got there. Like the
That's
smile on his
cool.
face was crazy.
If you
And,
ever
like-
take me to a Comic-Con, that you're going to get that same reaction out of me.
A lot of people like
brother.
medieval stuff,
Dude,
though,
I love
Brandon. That's what
comic
he likes.
He was. It was so funny, but actually it was so cool to see him so pumped up for it, which made me more excited. And then
Oh, that's
it was a dope. It was a dope experience all the way around, though. Like it was.
Do you want to tell the story
Um,
about what this horse did?
Oh yeah. So that horse was I think the old knight's horse in the joust.
Yeah,
And that was her first
I thought
second
they said
time.
that was first.
First weekend, I think.
Yeah, I think it was her first show. And so
That was framing or something.
there's two other horses on the side, and the kids were taking pictures of the horses. They were really, really, really nice. Well, she was eating, so her head was down. So the kids get over to her, and she lifts her head up and then sticks it over the railing before the picture was taken. And she just stood there like she was just waiting for Miranda to take the picture. And so when she did, and after she took it, the kids were super pumped. She put her head back down and she went about her business. But it was so cool that it's like the horse was like, "Oh, they must be here for photos. Let me get you." Because it was like she posed. She just brought her head up, stuck it over the fence, and was like, "Go ahead and get the picture."
It's like, I'm the new star on the block. I'm
I
gonna
I was
get
saying
famous,
that is one famous horse.
baby. Very
Yeah,
pretty.
that
by the
horse
way.
was. Yeah, they were all pretty,
They were huge too.
dude.
I
I guess
have
I-
a fun fact about that farm we were at, real quick.
Oh yeah, good. Go ahead.
So I found out that the company I now work for used to be owned by Swifty Farms. And the family split like 50-50. You get this and you get this. So part of them kept the farm and the other kept the cocaine business. And that's who I work for. So when I told them I was at the Renaissance Festival in Seymour, they're like, "Oh, where at?" And I told them, and like, I didn't get this real bad attitude. It's like, I had no idea. But there is some family history there. They had no idea that thing was even going on this weekend at their relative's house. It is that bad. And they live in Seymour. So,
Oh wow,
yeah. So,
she was catching heat.
talk
What?
about bloodlines and
Oh,
Yeah.
even loyalty.
yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about the real life.
You just see Jackson.
Yeah. They heard
That
you.
was awesome. Just pulled out
was
the LA
awesome.
night there. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the corner. I love it.
No, but the Renaissance Fair
He's a
was dope,
walking soundboard.
and
Yeah, he is.
I
need to add that one to the soundboard. That's what I need.
I want to go to a bigger one. I really want to go to a bigger one, but if I'm gonna do it, like I said, if we're gonna do it again, we all got to do it together, and we're all gonna get dressed up next time.
Okay.
Matt,
If we do that, we have to take photos.
Matt, you got to be a hobbit. That's the only way it works.
Got to get the ears and everything.
Yeah,
the hairy
like
feet.
a little
Come on.
hairy feet, the ears.
Oh.
You got to be a hobbit, or
Why?
or
What's wrong with
goblin,
that?
or goblin.
I wouldn't pull off a very good Gollum. I pull off a good
No.
man.
Just
Shut up.
no.
No, there's certain thoughts that you should probably keep to yourself, and that might have been
Yeah.
That's not what I mean. Y'all dang well
That
know
would have
it.
been a great one to keep to yourself.
I wouldn't cosplay very well as Gollum. How about that? Good Lord. You bunch of 5-year-olds. I swear to God.
I'm out of this. Man,
Eric, my precious.
Eric, how much am I getting paid to do this? I mean, I swear.
Nothing.
Pay you in mead.
None of us are.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
We're doing it for the Lord.
Tell you what, if you come dressed as a hobbit, I'll buy you lunch. How's that sound?
Okay. Can it be Gray Brothers?
I'll buy you lunch at the Renaissance.
It depends on where we're
Yeah,
at. If we're at
that's
Three Brothers
whoa,
around.
yes, sure. Yes, sir. I would have one medieval meal. Yes,
Yeah.
thank
Listen,
you very
get your
much.
we were watching videos of like the Tennessee one and the Texas one. They've got some
Arizona.
stuff like that. The
Yeah.
Seymour one was nothing compared to these other places.
Like the first
Dude,
ever
if I go to a
Renaissance fair,
Renaissance fair, I'm
ever?
dressing up as Lord Farquaad, and that's the only person I'm
I'd still
coming
pay
all
to
right,
see
man.
that.
You know what?
Man.
Yeah, yeah,
Do it. Do it. It fits.
You got to have a
You'll
little
get
cookie.
so many people to laugh. You'll even
Yep.
get people to want to be like, "Hey, I want to take a picture with you because this."
I
is
would do that.
awesome.
I would literally
No.
do that. That was the
Yo,
character. I
yes.
As long as you
want.
have a little
Do it.
gingerbread man
1000%.
that says had a little sign that says "Eat me" on it, what you're carrying around with.
Hell no, Eric.
Hilarious.
What's wrong with you?
That's what he said in the movie.
No, but Miranda's right though, dude. I looked up so many different Renaissance fairs. The one in
That is funny.
it's
though,
in
Eric.
California. It's where the first one ever was, and they were created in like the 18 something for educational purposes. Like it was like a living museum essentially. But then it literally evolved into what you see at a Renaissance fair now. But it's one of the largest ones ever in the US. It's the one in no, it's the second largest one. The largest one is in Texas. I want to go to
Everything's bigger.
Everything's
in
big in Texas.
Yeah.
Aha, you got it. Yeah.
Hey,
I want to go to Texas State Fair
two
too.
two points
Yeah.
for Eric.
and I want to like there's so many cool ones. Like I'll have to send you a video of it so you can see some of these. And then a lot of it too is the costumes. I watched so many videos of people going to these Renaissance fairs and literally putting together their costume as they're walking around. They're going to different stalls and buying stuff, and a lot of that shit, the really good shit, is all handmade. So like
Yeah.
some of the leather products that these people do is crazy work.
Legit
dude.
stuff.
I want that
Easter will be
crown.
kinda- Easter will
I'm
be
not
kinda
kidding.
cool.
That
Question.
crown. What's that?
Why? How can I word this without?
Careful, I got caught.
The
with that
Renaissance
logo.
people smoke weed, Aaron. Did they smoke weed back in the day? Because I was really surprised that nobody was selling anything related to that there.
Yeah, you're
Why?
right.
I'm not a history person, but
Why?
You've never seen the
I
Hobbit,
mean-
have you?
Why not?
well,
Yeah, no, that's not like it's a far off question because
They didn't.
those plants were around then. I don't see why somebody wouldn't have stumbled upon it. You know what I mean? And there's also evidence that like they were doing stuff like that as far as like
Because they make mead. Like they're into that part of it. Like
These people were humble farmers. I don't think they gave a shit.
Did they
about
grow
marijuana,
marijuana?
Miranda.
They lived off the land. I mean, it makes
yeah, if
sense.
they lived off the
They
land and the
found
shit. Yeah, Matt,
They
the
were
shit
able to
grows
grow
in the
it.
wild.
Like
But I
before
thought that-
prohibition, we fed it to our cows.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's true, I guess. But I mean,
Before
You know
they
what?
realized that it
I
was
mean-
actually doing shit
I don't really know.
for you.
High-
No,
high
I mean
cows were
doing
walking
good
around.
things.
Yeah.
No,
The
doing
Native
good
Amer-
things for your body.
Yeah, I know what you
Native
mean.
Americans did it.
Yeah,
Oh,
A lot.
guaranteed.
yeah, that's true.
They
I
probably
know
used it
that.
for medicinal things too. I guarantee it.
The
Yes,
Chinese.
because this is why, like, I ask it in the form of, okay, do they smoke weed? But
I
it's
know what
being
you're
legalized
saying.
everywhere now because of the research that it shows what
It's
it
medical.
does.
Medical stuff.
Mhm.
Yes,
So-
medical. And lately,
Yeah, I know what you
working
mean.
at this store, we don't sell flour, but we sell Delta 8. And I'll have old ladies come in saying, "Oh my gosh, thank you. I don't have to go to this store now or whatever," because they're using it. And I'm glad I can finally openly talk about it because I don't have to worry about getting drug tested now. But
Well, I can't remember. Did
Throwing that
Joe
out there.
Biden try to say that he was going to try to push for a federal
Got it.
thing to allow weed across the country?
I think so. And
I don't
this is
remember.
gonna be
I just
a-
thought I heard
Probably
that
just
somewhere.
stay
Like
out
he
of
wanted
it,
votes.
honestly. Just leave it up to
Yeah.
the states.
Mm-hmm.
He wants votes though. You know.
I know, but like federal's like in everything and getting
Yeah.
political.
I
You
agree
know,
with
I just think they need to stay out of it.
They need to legalize it federally and then let the states decide. Like, because it's
Yeah.
still
To make it a federal crime is
classified
crazy.
federally. It's stupid.
how
they
does
just
that
need
work,
to get
though?
their hands out of everything and let
If
it
you
treat
legalize
like
it,
an
if you legalize it
tomato
federally,
plant.
though, I don't think the states would have a say, would they? I think what you're trying to say is like, just let it, let the states decide it.
Yeah, kind of like abortion. You know what they're trying to do?
No.
with
Okay,
abortion?
okay, yeah.
Yes, Eric, let's make something federally illegal, but yet you can't do it in the state. That makes perfect sense.
Well, the prison sentences wouldn't be what they are if that's the case either.
I'm just trying to be a smart aleck. I'm just messing around.
Always, you little troll. That's what you need to go to the Renaissance Fair as, a troll.
Oh,
Not-
A gesture.
A
As a
huge-
gesture.
Well, a little
I'm
troll.
not
You
going as
said a huge
I'm
troll.
not going as a fool. You swear to God, Brandon.
I mean, you are an internet troll. It makes
Hold on,
100%
time out.
true.
You remember the old trolls from like the 90s with the
Oh my this.
really spiky, colorful hair type shit?
No.
Yeah,
They're always
I
like-
love them. And there's some at Walmart, and I'm going to buy them.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's
I'll
what
be
Mac
40
is
years
dressed
old
up
at the end of
as.
the month, and I'm going to buy them.
You talking about those lawn trolls? Like you put your front yard?
No, that's
I'm
a
also
gnome, you
gonna
fucking
go-
nerd.
Oh, a gnome. He works with that too.
I
Oh my
saw
God.
a baby
No,
once
I
that
was
looked
thinking
exactly
personal,
like
really,
Brandon.
Oh
God.
my
Called you a
What?
nerd.
I'll
I'm
show you what
also
I
going to
mean.
go
in a
see the
second.
Garfield movie.
Oh, you're talking about
yeah.
the little dolls you could buy, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. We're gonna go see
Sorry.
the Garfield movie because Garfield is the shit.
Hey, can you imagine? Can you imagine Matt with this haircut?
Yeah.
I mean, this
I
one
need
here
to
on that's
see.
blown up.
I do the blue
Kind
one.
of looks like him in the face a little bit.
The blue one, I'd definitely do that haircut.
The blue one.
My mom would freak, but it'd be okay. It'd be
Those
worth
things were.
it.
Put him in this little outfit.
Yo, yes, 1000%.
Oh my dude.
that'll works. I think that works.
Yeah, I'm
Dude,
down for this.
or like the Jimmy Neutron.
Here you
haircut.
go. You look like this guy. Yeah.
I feel like
What
some
is-
people might confuse
Over
him with Goku.
9,000.
Eric,
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
that smile though? That
Too
smile
much.
on that guy is like,
I don't know. That's
this
that
is-
creepy pedo look.
No, he did
Oh,
that.
what?
No,
Oh.
he's that smile. Is
Guaranteed,
like,
he's not
I-
allowed within 10 yards of a school or whatever.
No,
Either
that guy,
that or he's like, I just farted and the camera crew can smell it.
yeah, that guy. He is like, I have willingly done this.
What did I sign up for?
I think I need to turn this
These
off.
Those were everywhere.
Oh,
back
yeah.
when we were kids.
I
Like,
thought
Really?
my Funko Pops were a thing. Those were about
Fuck
as
yeah,
about as
dude.
popular.
Oh, I thought Brandon
Yeah.
meant like the hairstyle was everywhere. I'm like, man.
Not
Actually, that hairstyle might be working today with some people who like to
Yeah.
paint their hair like all these different colors.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against that, I guess, but it's a little, whatever.
wild.
In case you guys haven't noticed, my clock is not going off.
Did you kill it?
I did just think
No,
about
I
that.
didn't
That's kind
kill
of
it.
weird.
I
But
made this awesome background for him.
I made sure that it was quiet this time.
Oh.
All
I
that
talked to-
trouble.
No, I talked to some of my associates.
That's my wife.
Matt, do you have minions?
Oh
He
yeah.
looks like a young
I
Groot.
mean, the way he always does this, it's like he's got something brewing.
He's got an evil lab in his house, like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory.
There was a time period where Sammy used to call me Gru all the time.
Well, you
Because I had
kinda,
I had the nose and the
Holy crap! I see it now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's
Need to
funny.
get you a bunch of like stuffed minions put on that shelf behind you for you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You know what, man? I have a box of Minion stuff. I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Our
What's
bathroom
up,
was done in Minions.
Larry, Chuck, and Mo, and whatever that guy's name is over there in the corner. Anyways,
Oh,
Aaron's
go on.
smile over there is just I'm not sure how I feel about it.
man.
So,
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask Miranda if she saw where Mark Hamill showed up at the White House today.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
You know,
About
Luke Skywalker from Star Wars.
about what?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I seen one little clip.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He's an uber liberal, big time, far leftist, crazy nut job a little bit. Which I love Star Wars, but it's hard for me to like with Mark Hamill. But same with like George Takei from Star Trek. They're just nuts. I've seen a couple of these posts I thought it'd be kind of funny to share. This is what happens with Mark Hamill if Trump wins the election. And there was another one that was
It's not true.
it's impossible.
That's impossible.
No.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
If Trump wins the White House, Mark Hamill.
Oh, come on. They got to show the part where he falls in the hole, too.
Well, I don't want to get
come on.
copyright struck, buddy. I can only show movie clips for so long.
Oh, man.
Actually,
That's true.
they didn't show much after that. So.
You got to be careful with Star Wars. I know that's
well,
true.
any movie property, really.
Yeah.
Trailers you could pretty well show, but a lot of times they'll give you copyrights for like music and stuff, but they give you permission to use it. You just can't monetize it. It's kind of weird. But
remember when
we're not getting paid anyway right now? So
Trump was running the first time, and it looked like he was about to win, and everybody was like, "Oh, if he wins, we're moving, we're leaving the country," and then all those same people never left.
Yeah, they're still here.
Yeah.
Because
I would have left, we wouldn't have all this fucking problems now.
I think that even they realized toward the end of his term that things were looking good.
Well, if they didn't before, they do now. Because there's a lot of people who come out and said, we voted for Biden. Yeah, we're not doing that again.
I know
there's a lot of people.
Well,
I know a lot of people that aren't.
You know, of course, I'm sure you'll probably still go vote for him anyway.
You don't have to vote for Trump or Biden. You can vote somebody else.
Yeah, Robert Kennedy Jr. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But
and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is they don't see that there are other candidates that they can vote for. You know, you don't have to vote just a political party. You can vote somebody else. When Trump first ran, you know, I voted an independent guy that I thought had a good thought process on how to run the country. I mean, I was happy with what Trump did and everything. I had nothing against him, you know, but
a lot of people just didn't like his attitude or the fact that he tells the truth kind of bluntly, very bluntly. The one thing he doesn't do is sugarcoat stuff, which I love him for, actually.
I appreciate it.
We need to have more of that. There's too many little, beating around the bush, don't want to offend, their constituents or whatever. No, say it how it is. I appreciate you more if you just be honest with me like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can't. It's hard for me to argue with Trump policies because outside of maybe, I don't know, I don't necessarily always agree with him on his abortion stance per se. I'm probably far right more than he is on that one. But other than that, I mean, it's really hard for me to find something I don't really agree with him on. I mean, it's difficult.
The only thing I don't agree with him on is the fact that he lets people hang themselves too much. He doesn't just call them out. Like Lindsey Graham, this whole flip-flopping thing, I'm tired of Lindsey Graham. Just get rid of his ass.
Well, that guy has been a rhino
and for
for
all.
years. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
he's the one who's supporting all this Ukrainian aid and stuff. A lot of Republicans are, which, I mean, I understand being like humanitarian and stuff, but you gotta understand these people in Ukraine are not good people. I mean, this is a video I saw to kind of lead into kind of my last few things I had here for the show. This is now again, this is a video on the internet, so it may not be what it pretends to be here, but these are supposedly Ukrainian soldiers who were upset that some of the funding that they were getting from the United States did not arrive on time, and for some reason they're blaming Trump for it. Check this out. They basically, you know, do a tirade into the camera, and then they burn an effigy of Donald Trump. So, look, I'd be just as angry if this was an effigy of Joe Biden. Okay, I don't care which U.S. president it is. You guys are demanding money from us, and for whatever reason we're stupid enough to give it to you. You should not get another dime after that. I don't care what your situation is. I mean, you have no right to do that. I'm sorry. I don't
Would
care
they do the same for us?
Why are they not getting upset at their own government for not protecting them? Why is it our job, or just America's job in general, to protect them?
Yeah. And especially when they're not even a NATO country. I know they are trying to make them a NATO country. We have no obligation to them. I think honestly, a lot of it is the United States and people in our government literally want to go to war with Vladimir Putin. So they want to take him out because he's a threat to their globalist agenda.
Well, not only that, they use it for money laundering. When they're sending money to Ukraine, they're not giving it to the people.
Yeah.
They're laundering it.
That's why all the Republicans and Democrats are voting
sent
for it.
pallets of cash to. They're just
Millions,
evil, corrupt,
trillions,
fucking people that need to go away.
gazillions.
Gitmo's still open for a reason.
It's like when they demanded to see Donald Trump's tax returns. Well, let me see your tax returns, Nancy Pelosi. Let me see your tax returns, Chuck Schumer. Where are you guys getting all that money? It ain't just on book deals. I'm sorry, it's not.
You that. You know why they won't show you that? Because that's how they are.
Well, I understand.
They're not going to show
but that's
you
the
that.
part. That's the part I have a problem with. You will sit there and lie your asses off about Donald Trump, but when it comes to looking in the mirror or showing us their stuff, they don't. No, you can't do that. That's an invasion of our privacy here.
That's right.
It's bullshit. That's just all it is.
It is.
No, Derek, that's what it is. I mean,
that reminds me of a video clip that I watched. It was a guy who was like, tell me which one this is, NBA or NFL, and he started listing off some things like a lot of credit card debt,
corrupt as hell, crimes they've committed, sexual assaults, rapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he said at the end, he was like, which one do you think it is? And he said, if you pick the NFL or NBA, you'd be wrong. It's actually Congress.
Exactly. I mean, it tells you, and most people know that about politics. It's all corrupt. But I do think there are a select few like Donald Trump who are trying to weed out this crap.
I'm gonna see if I can find that video.
But
that's part of why I like
low
Trump
right now of the people who are trying to do the right thing.
What you just said right there is part of why I became a Trump supporter. Was he's you have nothing to fear if you have nothing to hide.
Well, not only that, he's not one of them. That's why they hate him.
Well, okay, now that you guys brought that up, so over the last few weeks, I don't remember if it was James O'Keefe or someone else, but there's people on tape saying they get blackmailed. They either get drugged and forced to do something with somebody that probably is underage. It's on video. Now they've got blackmail.
Hold it over their head.
George Soros funds everything, the DAs, the lower elections and shit. So it's
well, if you really want to know what I think, and I know not everybody believes spiritually like I do, okay? And I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect because I'm not. But if you look in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, it talks about one world government, one world currency, things like this. That's what this is all leading to. And if you don't believe the Bible, that's your choice, fine. But the one world government, this globalist agenda, that's why they want Putin out of the way. They want Xi Jinping out of the way. Kim Jong-un, because these people, yes, dictators and probably not good people, absolutely. but they don't like the fact that they're not on board with their one world government plan.
Yeah.
That's
You know
what
what they all have in common? They all respect their countries.
That's
And they
put them
don't
first.
want these fingers in their countries.
That's why they try to label Donald Trump as a dictator, just like those guys, because Donald Trump wants to put this country first, not the globalist agenda that will lead to all this. Now, I like I said, as a Bible believing Christian, I do believe that stuff will happen. There's no stopping it. If anything, Trump can delay it, but that's the part that's kind of sad. But at the end, we know who wins that.
That's what terrifies me, Eric. What you just said right there.
You can see it from a mile away,
and that's where we're going. And I've tried to look the other way.
Eventually, you can't,
and you don't. You just can't.
But you know what? Just like the students that are standing up and they're pushing back,
they don't know.
If we don't raise our kids to stand up, sure, we're not.
I believe I found it.
They're brainwashed, Miranda. Those kids are brainwashed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're saying. They don't.
And I blame the parents for that, by the way.
And you should. And you should.
If they're foreign students and they're getting involved in this shit, they can be deported.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when Trump gets in office and tries to deport them, they're going to say,
he's already said 600,000 illegals will be out within days of him coming back into office.
And you can call me a dictator all you want. Call me a dictator all you want, but good.
Yeah, good.
Get them the fuck out. They want to come back, do it the right way.
Yeah.
We know too many people who went through that process and did not appreciate the fact that you have to go through that process.
You know what? My boss, who would give me a job up in Indy, also, if you guys want a job up in Indy, I know 2 places hiring. He just celebrated his 3rd year of becoming a U.S. citizen. And I remember the day he did it. It was awesome. He was so happy. You know, he did it the right way.
Now, I do agree.
Friend at work that's just like that.
Yeah. I do agree that the process needs to be quicker. I 100% agree the process needs to be faster.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't change the fact you still need to go about it legally. That's the only way to do this safely. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, there was also another video I saw which I thought was absolutely hilarious. Did you guys hear that Joe Biden actually did unite the country? This is a protest of pro-Palestinian protest and people, good kids as well, who are also standing up for America. They both chanted F Joe Biden at the same time. So
now, Eric, they're saying
all I said,
oh, man,
all I ever said, you need to find a common ground, and those people in that point in time
finally got one
common ground.
Even his own people, the left is also turning on Joe.
Now they're saying, "Let's go, Brandon." Good. Come on, Eric.
Now a lot of the reason why I know.
Gosh, dude.
Sorry, but God, you threw me off. Live, man. I told Austin. Anyway, go on. I had something to say and I forgot all about it.
Sorry, Eric. Didn't mean to make you lose thought, but
you know. Well, when you lose something to say, roll the clip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. No, nothing. Okay.
No, I got it.
I sent you the clip.
Oh, of what? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it's on there.
Hold on, I gotta find it.
It's in the private chat.
Oh, here or on Facebook. Oh, I got you.
No, in there.
I gotta pull it up. What was it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. I always saw it in a meme form. I don't know if I ever saw it in video form.
Which is it? Is it NBA or NFL? 36 have been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud. 19 have been accused of writing bad checks. 117 have directly or indirectly been bankrupted at least 2 businesses. 3 have done time for assault. 71, I repeat, 71 cannot get a credit card due to their bad credit. 14 have been arrested on drug-related charges. 8 have been arrested for shoplifting. 21 currently are defendants in lawsuits, and 84 have been arrested for drunk driving in the last year.
Jesus.
How many of you think NBA? How many of you think NFL? Well, the answer is neither. It's the 435 members of the United States Congress. Dad, guess what you...
Yeah. Nailed it. And this is exactly why when Donald Trump, everybody on the left wants to say, Donald Trump wants to tear down our institutions and ruin our democracy. No, what Donald Trump wants to do is root out the crap that's in our institutions and change them for the better. Like the fake news, who all they do is lie, or Congress, who's done all this crap. He wants to get all that out because you got to cut out the cancer in order to fix what's going on. But they're trying to label it as in he's trying to ruin our country. That's not what he's doing. That's
I love that statement.
That's hilarious.
I love it.
That's
First
another
of
thing
all-
they'll try to say when he gets back in there too.
First of all, them some wild numbers. All right, like
Scary and sad. You know?
And that's just stuff that probably has been reported. Not to mention the stuff that we don't know about.
Yeah.
God knows what that is. You ever seen that like picture of like the iceberg, the stuff we know about and the stuff we don't know about? Pretty much it. I mean, it's sad.
Wait.
And he gets such a bad rap, man. I hate it.
Just the credit card debt alone should be enough to exclude or excuse these people from being in the Congress. Because if they can't handle their own debt, what gives them any stand to be able to handle America's debt?
Now
First of
you know
all-
why they get involved in like shit.
Some of these
Because
crimes.
Hold on, what's this?
I posted that.
Yeah. Wait, and not only that, tell me, do you ever see like Joe Biden hats and signs and t-shirts? I mean, you might see some t-shirts.
well,
but-
my neighbor's got a Biden Harris sign.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
we almost.
No,
Yeah,
We
we
the
I
Pe-
know.
hold on. I think she's confused because she's got a We the People rainbow flag.
Yeah.
And like you can be gay and like Trump. I'm not.
A lot of them
worried
do.
about that.
You know,
But the
because you
We
know
the
who's always been for
People-
gay marriage? Donald Trump. You know, whoever
Yeah.
wasn't was Joe Biden. Yeah.
Miranda, we almost hit that sign
We the
today.
People statement. That's not a leftist thing. But why does she have a Biden Harris sign? I think
Maybe she's weighing out her options.
Yeah, I don't know.
That
Well,
sign's going to change real quick.
I saw that Go Joe Biden flag over there.
I've only seen that one, and then that other one we see on the way to work around the bend.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of Trump signs coming up around town.
Mm-hmm.
I hardly see any.
There's a
Mine's
bunch.
in the
There's-
cart.
There's one. There's a whole flag on this one guy's or one family's porch. They got a really nice house too. But it's big as shit. Right before you get to Huck's, it's down there.
Mhm.
Was it? I believe it was. Wasn't it Ronald Reagan who won 49 states? I believe in one of his elections. I don't know if Trump will do that. I don't. Obviously, with some of the Democratic
That'd be
strongholds. but
hilarious.
I don't know, but that might.
That'd be
That,
hilarious.
Eric, I mean,
If
it's
there was
pretty-
ever a year,
Eric,
It would
we're
be
in
this
bad shape.
I mean,
Man,
just from the economy and the border alone.
for sure. Shit.
But
I mean,
no,
we're-
if you listen to the Democrat, we just need to get our messaging out there to let them know that what we're doing is working. Okay, nice try.
To whom?
To the sheep. I mean, because if you buy that, honestly, no
Yeah,
matter
you
what
see.
numbers they're showing you, I guarantee you they're not.
Yeah,
real.
those
Hold on.
numbers are.
That's
That's a
a question I need
propaganda
to
number,
ask.
Eric.
That's a question I need to ask. How? How do you still support? Me and Aaron have had this conversation many times on our work too.
Recently,
How do you still? Like I said, I'll give you the first year. All right, fine. Say you were trying to fix a bunch of shit and you messed some shit up, whatever. But now there's 3 more years, and it's progressively
Hardiest.
gotten worse throughout those.
Yeah,
3
and they're
years.
gonna let the Trump tax cuts end,
Yeah.
That's
so
what I'm
our
saying.
taxes are gonna go up again.
So how do you still say it's Trump's fault? And how is it people still believe that it's his fucking fault when you've had, I shit you not, 3 years to do everything you wanted to do?
Did you see the clip of Nancy Pelosi on MSNBC?
No.
Yeah,
I'm
She's
sure Miranda
angry.
did.
Roll the
Yeah, I'm about to. She was basically talking to a reporter, or one of the news anchors there, I guess, was talking about how Joe Biden has the largest jobs increase in presidential history. He created
Okay.
9 million jobs.
No.
But what she doesn't tell you is that most of those jobs were recovered from the pandemic, or people were working part-time or 2 different jobs to make ends meet. And then she talks about how Donald Trump has the worst jobs record. He lost more jobs than any president, but fails to mention it was due to a pandemic. Before that, he had better jobs than Joe Biden, actually. But she gets corrected by the MSNBC news anchor, and watch Nancy Pelosi's eyes when she gets corrected. It's like she's short-circuited, like, how dare you go against the script and the narrative that I was trying to check this out.
She looks like she had work done too to her face.
On an anti-Trumper. This woman hates Trump. They hate his guts.
Joe Biden is doing that. Created.
Oh my God, she's hideous.
In his term in office, Donald
Watch
Trump
your eyes.
has the worst record of job loss of any president.
That was a global pandemic.
He has a record of want to be an apologist for.
And then she
Donald
immediately
Trump.
attacks
That
the
makes
news
it
anchor and said, if you want to be an apologist for Joe. No, MSNBC for once actually told the damn truth.
Yeah.
And she couldn't take it.
For once in their long history of telling the shit.
Yeah.
It was like she caught her off guard, and because this is her reaction is the same reaction I get when you say certain shit, and I'm like, no, fucking shot.
Man, don't draw that comparison. Holy God.
Hey, I've got him 3 times. He said after the first time I would never be able to stump him in his words, and it's been 3 times since then.
Me?
No,
Brandon
did it to me 3 times. And
like what?
It's literally my brain sorts out, and I go, what?
It's fake.
I understand it.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
so
fake.
it's so fake.
Her face.
I remember watching a speech one time, and Joe Biden tried to claim that when he took office, inflation was at 9-point-something%. And if you actually look, it was when Trump left office, it was at 1.4%. It didn't hit 9% inflation until 18 months after Joe Biden came into office, but he's still trying to blame Trump for it.
That's what I said. That's what I've said. But I said,
trying.
How can you still support this man and you still say you're going to vote for him when all the evidence is fucking there? Like I said, I'll give you the first year. I was trying to undo a bunch of his policies. Okay, whatever.
Every president does that.
3 years after that, how is it still the first person's fault?
It's not.
When you stated multiple times that you've changed this, you've changed that. You're the reason for this, and you're the reason for that.
Didn't he also state that he had a plan to fix everything at one point?
Well, they all say that, I guess. But
Brandon, Eric, Miranda, and Aaron, he says it himself. He says, "I don't work for you."
Yeah, he said that to a construction worker.
Said it to him. He doesn't work for us. He works for himself.
He works for his globalist buddies as well. Yeah.
And Obama's the one that's running everything.
Yeah, that's when this country went to pot, was when Obama, and that's not a racist thing for me to say. It's his policies that did all this.
Yes.
It's got nothing to do with that. But yeah, I mean that's when it all started to go downhill.
People stop.
And I voted for his stupid ass first time.
Yeah, well,
the thing
we all learn
about
from our mistakes.
The thing about Trump that he brought around, and I bring this up to everybody I talk to, industry, economic industry, and economic growth.
Yeah,
I mean that's what he brought with him, and that's something that America's not had for a very long time. I mean, we've been on Build Back Better for 20 years now. Yep. This is just. It's
nothing is built back. Nothing is better. You know. It's like,
this is.
I mean, look at poor Maui, man. They burnt to the ground, and it's still in.
It's still like it is.
Like, which my mom was listening to a podcast. They have a really good guy running for governor, I think, in Hawaii. So hopefully they'll vote him in, and they'll get their shit.
I've heard that too, Miranda.
Look at Flint, Michigan, the water issue there, and let's forget about fucking Palestine, Ohio, either. Like,
Joe finally showed up to a year later. Trump was there like immediately, almost. It was like a couple weeks or something. Whatever, it was like maybe a week. I don't know. Just goes to show you who cares and who doesn't.
It just shows you he don't have to work hard to make this dude look bad.
It's like when they tried to say
he does it himself.
Well, Donald Trump's tax cuts, the reason why they're letting it lapse is because they claim it's only for the top 1%, his buddies.
Right.
But not to mention the tax cuts that Trump gave also went to the working middle class, all of us as well. But they try to say it's for the 1%, his buddies. But yet Joe Biden was the one who just had a fundraiser with all the billionaires out there and making money. And Trump is out there amongst actual workers in the workforce, giving them pizzas, things like that. So who's really for the working man here? It's not Joe.
And he's going like every day to the fire departments and the police departments. And while he's in New York, he's just.
Yeah, he has to because
People
they're
love
not
him.
letting him out going anywhere else. And I hope to God it's resonating.
Yeah.
Even if his campaign's not just the situation. I mean, you look at these videos from Ukraine are supposedly in a war, but yet their streets are, people are partying on the streets, going to nightclubs. The streets look cleaner than anything in our cities right now. I mean, it makes you go, hello. That's why Trump says America first, because we need that. And we're sending billions of dollars across the other ocean and stuff. I don't know. It makes me hot.
It's hard to.
He's going to get nerd sweaty again.
Yeah, I better calm down.
My blood pressure. But yeah,
it's hard to feel sorry for someone who doesn't feel sorry for us.
Yeah, and I mean they'll say they do all the wrong, but yet then they don't do anything.
These other countries we help out, they're the first. We're the first ones they ask for help. But if we ask them for help, what are they going to do? They're going to turn their backs on us and be like, "You're on your own, dude." That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's like when I hear all this stuff about oh, we want to protect women's rights and all this stuff, but yet we'll let men compete in women's sports. That totally destroys women, or let them go to the women's bathroom, gets rid of their privacy. Where's your activism about women's rights then? Where's all the damn feminists at? Shouldn't you be offended right now? But
I'll have to get the article next time and show you, Eric. But there's an article that I saw out there that the U.S. women's swim team will not swim in the Olympics if that dude swims with them. And you know what? I said, good for them.
What
good
about
for them.
Did you see that story about the kids who refused to play the shot put? Yeah. And I think I want to say they got in trouble for it. I'm not mistaken.
That's right. That's right, Eric. They do get in trouble for it. You know why?
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're the ones who get punished, not
they're
the ones who
get punished. That's right.
Yeah, not only are they punished because they're not allowed to compete fairly, but they get penalized at their school or whatnot if they stand up to it.
See, that kind of crap right there is exactly what's hurting this country.
Well, to bring this podcast full circle about the college protesters and stuff, the only reason they're allowed to happen on college is because the universities are allowing it. They're not putting a stop to it. Why? Because they support it.
They support it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not because we don't want to hurt their fit. Well, there's probably part of that too.
I wouldn't say.
I hope they decide to set them on fire.
But I would say they encourage it.
Burn down.
The thing that scares me the most in this world is how up is down, down is up, and literally evil is called good and good is called evil. And many people who believe they're doing good are not, whether they're deceived or they're doing it by choice. That's what scares me the most, because like you've seen in Star Wars, this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause. Because they were under the deception that they were doing right, but that's how the world will fall. And the people who are actually doing right will be murdered or whatever it is because they don't fall in line, and that is terrifying to me.
Yeah, but I agree. That's a good way to put it, Eric.
Oh, happy joy. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Sorry, that went to a dark place there, but the world we live in. I hate to say it, but so yeah. What else is happening?
Brandon, what's your background up there?
Looks like Monster
Hunter
or something.
I was gonna say that's Monster Hunter World, isn't it? Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Dude,
There's a new one coming out. Y'all can get it.
When?
Shit, I'll send you the thing.
I might get it. I might pop in there and use it.
Eric or Aaron, you ever play Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played.
Well, there you go, Eric. Brandon, you already got 4 people that want to play it.
Hey, Matt, you still got Red Dead?
I do.
I've been saying to Aaron that we've got to get him on Red Dead Redemption.
All right.
Oh God, yeah.
Because he loves GTA so much that he would love Red Dead.
If we do that, we should definitely do a live stream of us playing.
Which I need to have a conversation with you guys how we can maybe get that to work with this program, because I'm having issues with it. But I told Aaron, I was like, if we can get on at least audio on here instead of the chat, I could probably record it no problem.
Yeah.
But and if you want to do video too, that's fine. But I just don't know how to work with like using the PlayStation chat with this software.
No, we don't have to. I
We'll
mean,
figure
we
it
could use the chat here. I mean, we can invite
You don't have
everybody
to
to a
use
PlayStation. We don't have to use that at all.
I mean, because if you use like just on your phone, get on this website, it could record the audio from here, and we can still talk to each other through this, like a headphones or whatever. But that way we could also record the chat. Because last time I tried to do it by recording using a software like this, we got a horrible echo because I was getting it from two locations. So I don't know. We'll have to work about it, but I want to get it figured out because I do want to do some game streaming and stuff. And
You know, one would be fun.
Yeah, Red Dead was fun last time.
It'd be a PC game, but we should do Phasmophobia.
Oh
No.
God, the ghost. Yeah, I'll send you a video on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will not.
You want to
do
see a
that game.
different side of me that's not the chaotic side? Play that game.
Ghost.
Yeah.
What side do we see?
Hey, Aaron, do you have Steam?
Yes.
Do you Goose Ducks free on there? We should all try to play that.
I
'Cause
downloaded
know
that.
Ty has
I
that.
don't have Steam.
It's because you trash.
Isn't that
Yeah,
the
trash.
Among Us kind
Yeah.
of?
It's trash.
It's a deception game. I mean, I also have it on PlayStation too. I have Among Us on
Yes,
PlayStation.
I can see Ty being the world champion 7 times removed of Duck Duck Goose.
Where-
Yes.
I need to get a
That's
hold
not
of him,
problem.
get him on this show. By the way, he was out here for our WrestleMania preview, and we've not got him back. He keeps getting the messages, but he doesn't respond. I even gave him a camera. He should have a camera now.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's another thing. We should definitely do like a D&D one shot or something.
on stream.
Is it a GoPro or something?
Mm-hmm.
It can be done.
No, you can set it up just like this, and we can just put roll 20 on here.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
And you'll be able to see the rolls and shit.
Well, if like we use that one program, what was it, Fantasy Grounds or something like
Yeah.
that too? You can always bring that up on screen just like I do anything else.
Yep.
But yeah, that'd be a way to do it. So yeah, I asked Ty last week, and we went to the Renaissance Fair if we were ever going to do D&D again. He really didn't say a whole lot about it. So
He's
like, well, he's like,
if you want to.
yeah, something like
Everybody
that.
wants to, and I was like, well, we're waiting for you.
Yeah, we were waiting for when you were good, buddy. So.
Yeah, because last we heard he said, I'll let you guys know when I'm feeling ready for it. And it's like we were all waiting for you to say you were feeling ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe I don't know, because I kind of do this too as a DM where I just wait for my players to say, hey, I want to get back into it type thing. And I think he's probably doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a way to let the DM know.
Yo, Bryson, Reese is done, fam.
Reese is like, you are done.
We shall go to war.
Yeah.
Buddy,
Get it,
I'm
get it,
talking.
buddy.
Reese is over it.
We're at that portion of the show where anything's going anyway. So yeah.
We can go ahead and call it here. I need to take.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say if we got nothing else to talk about, we might call it a night. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
It was a
but
good show.
I will say this though, we got to do the Renaissance thing again though, for sure.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and we'll probably take video and pictures next time. That'd be fun.
Well,
Lord
that's
Farquaad
September, but
Yes.
That's fine.
September.
Plenty of time to. Sweet. Down for that. All right. Well, I guess we'll call it a night for this evening. So, but I want to thank you guys for watching. If you're still watching by the end of the show, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And I guess we won't have a show next week. I'll be going out of town for Mother's Day to celebrate with some of my family. But in 2 weeks, we'll be back here for another episode of the Dragon's Den podcast. So I guess until our next video, guys, take care and God bless.
good night.
Later.
I wanted to be somebody, with somebody who will believe in me so much. Can't go to places I wanna go, spending money I wanna blow. That's the life that I wanna know.